Good evening. Welcome to McStabber Studios for this one shot of Dead of Night, What Happens in the Forest. Tonight we're going to be playing under the Dead of Night rules like we did the previous game, but they're going to be a little bit different. There's going to be a twist that comes up in the game a little bit later on. Basically, they're going to sell survival points and lose them the same way as before. It'll probably be a little more costly tonight. And when they regain survival points, they're going to randomly get back either a red or a green survival point. And we'll see what that means as the game goes on. But to begin with, characters, please introduce yourself. And I will start with Olivia Kennedy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Reland Dare. I am Shanky McStabber's wife, and I'm playing Olivia Kennedy, trophy wife of Thurston Kennedy V.
Thurston, if you'd introduce yourself, please.
Good evening. I am Thurston Kennedy V, and I'm played by Shanky McStabber.
All right. And he's rich. We'll just go with he's rich. He's so rich he doesn't have to say that he's rich.
I am so rich that I am wearing my dinner jacket in the forest. I am not a peasant. You are peasants. I am not.
All right. Coyote, if you would introduce yourself.
Howdy. Don playing Coyote Brown, survivalist.
Our survival expert for the evening. And Lorelei, if you would introduce yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Mama Distracted, and I'm playing Lorelei Williams. And I am a photographer documenting what's going on here tonight.
All right. Etienne.
Hello, I'm Mortius, and I'm playing Dr. Etienne Lachon. I'm a soil chemist.
We're losing a little bit of audio on you. Darn it.
Oh, yeah, I'm a soil chemist and studying the local soil chemistry.
So you're the dirt man.
Yep,
All
I'm
right.
digging in dirt.
All right.
For money.
And the whole reason I'm running this tonight, happy birthday. Please introduce yourself, Dr. Felicity Moore.
Hi, I'm Tess, and I'll be playing Dr. Felicity Moore, Royal Botanic Gardens, and I am a collection scientist here, looking for plants to add to the herbarium collection.
Very good. And I will be your storyteller this evening. I am pretty much everyone else. So let's get started. All of you received an invitation from someone you had met before. Doctors, you had actually been in one of his classes previously. It is the professor, Professor Blair. And he invited you out because he's come across something interesting. And it's right up both of your skill sets. Thurston and Olivia, you'd supplied a grant to him at one time. And so therefore he thought, this might interest them. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I want to bring them in on it. Lorelei, you've done pictures. You did an interview with him once, many years ago for some side gig mag. It wasn't anything big, but he remembered your name. Or he still had the magazine, or he flipped through the phone book. You don't know why, but for some reason he asked you to come out and document these findings. And Coyote, your YouTube channel, while it's kind of lost a little bit of traffic over the years, everybody just loves your adventures that you do on YouTube. And he's like, if I need a survival expert, I want Coyote Brown. So he brought you in.
Doesn't?
That's right. So all of you met at the airport, and you have boarded the helicopter, and your pilot, R.J. McCready, has fired up the engine. He's asked you all to put your headsets on because it's going to get kind of loud in this old rotary wing aircraft. We got about an hour's flight out to where we're headed, so everybody just get comfortable, get to know each other and chat, and we'll get you out there safe. And he takes off, your stomach's dropped because he doesn't know the meaning of the word slow.
Darling, Didn't we, I say, book the quiet plane, not this?
Darling, we have to take the helicopter to the site. There is no landing strip there.
I feel like a peasant. I'm not a peasant.
It's only a short while. You'll be fine.
I mean, if you're scared, it's just a little rotary wing. It ain't no big old deal.
Thurston Kennedy does not get scared. It's just noisy.
Really, when you're doing field work, the plane is the least of your worries. Like this is the safe part. One of my colleagues got kidnapped twice.
Make a note.
Wait,
Kidnapped
Oh
twice.
dear.
When was
No,
this?
not here. He was out in Colombia, the TPAS project out there.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Have you guys seen my extra bag of batteries? Did it slide under somebody's chair? I thought I grabbed everything.
Coyote will just toss that at her.
Oh. She's gonna try to catch it.
Oh no, he didn't toss it to you. He tossed it at you.
And it's like one of those 5-pound batteries, pre-lithium. It's NiCad.
That may leave a mark.
Oh, jolly fun. We're playing with peasants today.
Don't be rude, darling.
So the flight goes on for a while. You get to chit-chat a little bit. The scenery is beautiful. I mean, it's flying over this canopy that just goes in every direction. And all of a sudden, you hear this squawk over him, and he goes, "All right, everybody, if you look up there ahead, you see that big hole in the trees up there? That's where we're headed. It's probably be about another 15 minutes."
I'm pulling out my camera and I'm already taking shots.
All right, he's going to bring in, and he's going to circle it so you can see. And what this turns out to be is it's not just a hole in the trees. It's like this giant crater in the middle of this tropical rainforest. You look and you can see the sheer walls that surround this thing. It's got to be 80, 90 feet or more, down to the tree line inside this hollow.
Darling, I've never seen anything like this.
Oh,
is
is this a sinkhole? I think I've seen things like this in the National Geographic.
I've heard about them in Florida.
I swear, I thought we saw something like this at that art gallery thing last year.
Oh, that
Seen
tripe. Oh, please.
Seen it.
I think my
Yeah.
bunker's deeper.
You're a soils guy, right?
Hmm,
What do you make of this?
I'm not that sure. I mean, we're still in the helicopter. We should probably take a look once we're down there.
Quite
Well-
curious.
All right, everybody hold on. I'm going to have to bank this baby a little bit to get right in there in that hollow under the tree. And you see on the side of this upper crust of this area, there's what looks like somebody poured some rock to kind of make a parking spot for a car. And around it are trees and limbs everywhere. And he's like, "All right, I'm going to get you guys in there. Hang on." He swoops a little bit, banks in, and just slides this thing in and sets it down on it ever so gently. All right, everybody, this is where you get out. I'm done. Your belay ropes and everything, your abseiling stuff, whatever that is. I'm not Coyote. You're supposed to know about this stuff. He's supposed to get you down there. You're going to have to rappel to the floor down there. All right, everybody out.
Repel? No one mentioned.
I can't. I ain't taking my chopper down there. No way.
Did we get a risk assessment?
Yeah,
Mr.
we
Brown,
have-
I can assist if you need.
Oh,
I
well,
ha-
if you want to.
I have experience with rock
Well,
climbing.
we can tell.
Well, I'm usually just sitting at my desk, so this is going to be fun.
If me or Olivia get injured, I will buy this helicopter, I will buy the company, I'll buy this whole damn country and bury you in it.
Hey, this ain't my thing. I'm just the pilot. You guys bought into the ticket. Now, if you want to flight back, you're welcome to go back with me. I got to make a couple of stops on the way.
No.
No, this
No.
looks
I thought the
like-
interesting stuff's down that way, so we should probably go check it out.
Mhm. I'm grabbing all of my stuff, double checking it and making sure it's clipped into my belt or over my shoulders.
And we
Before I
are
get
not
out.
leaving until whatever this big thing and the publicity is showered upon us.
Y'all keep all that there.
Hmm. Okay, so I am going to assist whoever seems to be struggling with getting strapped and ready to rappel.
That would be me.
As soon as you guys clear the pad, he cranks that thing up and he is gone. Throws a little bit of gravel around because he really pops the collective on that thing, and you hear it beat in the air. He's getting out of there. He doesn't want to stay there any longer than he has to. All right.
Okay.
So there are three lines headed down. They disappear into the canopy below. Who's going first?
Let's get everybody hooked up, and let's send one experienced person down first. Make sure everybody gets down all right. So Olivia, you want to go on?
I'll go down first.
and
I'll
then
go down first.
Make sure they land safely.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia goes down first. Okay, got that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I thought we already established that.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. We can do that.
I'm gonna snap a couple pictures first, and then I can go second. I'll go next.
All right.
And let's send one of the good doctors down. Let's send a dirt guy.
Ladies first.
All right.
No,
It's, you guys figured it out.
You,
I
He hooks the Coyote will hook up the rope to the dirt guy.
I will go before you, Coyote. I want to make sure that it's all safe with the rest of these people.
So that's the reason you sent your wife first? I'm not sure,
She
but
is an
that's-
experienced climber. She will be fine.
Okay. That's deep. Okay.
I paid her
we're-
climbing instructor enough. She is good.
All right. So our first three people who are going down the line, I'm going to count this as an escape roll. So please roll 2d10 and add your escape attribute value and let me know
Can
what
I
you
use
get.
rock climbing?
Yes, you may. If you have a specialization that fits, you may use it.
Do I just click the die beside the specialization?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, this is starting off great, everyone.
I rolled a 16.
Nope. Were you on the first? I thought Felicity. Nope, you are on the first. I'm sorry. Yes. I got a little confused. You roll a what?
Lorelai I rolled a total of 16.
16. All right. Lorelai, you get on this thing and you zip down with no problems whatsoever. Olivia, you're on the way down and your belay hook, your figure eight, it snaps. And you end up doing a little bit of a free fall for the last 20 feet as you are offline. You can either grab it with your hands or take whatever happens when you hit the ground. You know if you...
I am going.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead.
If you grab it with your hands, you know it's going to hurt, you know it's going to burn, you know it's going to do some damage.
As I'm free falling and I look down to see what I'm free falling towards, what do I see?
You look down and you see the ground coming up at you rapidly. It is forested. There is a quite a collection of roots and things down there that you're going to hit.
I am going to attempt to brace my feet against the rock wall
Okay.
to slow myself
Mhm.
and use my hands.
All right. I'm going to move you to a protect at this point because
Okay.
not necessarily using your skills at this. Your equipment's broke. Give me a protect roll, please.
Okay, got a 15.
You're able to slow yourself sufficiently. You take a little bit of damage to your hands, but not enough to even cost you a survival point. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Dr. LeChance. I'm afraid things don't go quite as well for you. Apparently, they didn't check the line as well as they should have. And you are going to take a tumble from about 50 feet up. The good news is there are some tree limbs to slow your fall. So as you hit them,
that's also the bad news.
as you hit them on the way down, it is going to cost you a survival point. And that also increases the tension level to 4.
That's an awful quick way to 4.
We started at 3.
Yeah, but ooh, Nelly.
I'm screaming quite noticeably and holding my stomach as I'm trying to get up on the.
You are
that hurt.
you are definitely
All right,
bruised, but nothing broken, fortunately. Go ahead, Coyote.
All right, Thurston and Felicity, let's get you all hooked up now, and maybe we'll double check the knot this time.
Right, okay.
Livy, darling. Livy, are you okay, darling?
I'm fine, darling.
Realize this is about 100 feet difference that you're having to yell up here.
I don't want to yell into the mic.
I know. Just making
I
sure.
could.
Just letting you know.
I want to blow your eardrums
There
today.
would be an echo, though, so.
All right, our next 2. Let's have these rolls. Let's see how it goes.
Go for it. My
Which
life
one
in your
you want?
hands,
Escape roll?
Mr. Brown?
Yes, it's an escape roll unless you have a specialization that you can convince me fits.
Tai Chi doesn't count.
No, it does not.
Or cloud
And
propagation.
my luck is reversed from the last game. I got a 10.
Coyote,
Got a 9.
Coyote, are you sure you checked those knots?
Well, I mean, I had the flask in one hand.
Yeah. You know, maybe you shouldn't have bought those ropes on that discount website for rappelling gear. Because these things, Dr. Felicity, you get down and you're going and you're running and you get about 50 feet up and your line snaps. I mean, it just snaps. And these are the, hardcore center ropes. It just snaps. You hang there like Wile E. Coyote for a moment as you realize you've learned to fly. And you fly all the way to the ground. And
This is bad.
that is going to cost you a survival point.
Okay.
I didn't roll much better. I got a 10. This is
I
this
just
is gonna get
rolled.
ugly quick.
Screaming.
Shit.
Thurston
does not scream.
Thurston, you don't know what happened. Maybe you misunderstood what was going on. Maybe you didn't quite understand. Your wife does this. She's dragged you along a few times, but not really your thing. Maybe you let go of the wrong rope. But either way, you went from a medium fast descent to an extremely fast descent. And you are going to smack the ground, and that's going to cost you a survival point.
I am going to ruin that man. I will ruin him. He did it on purpose. He did it just to mess up my jacket. I'm convinced. Live. He did it on purpose.
Darling, you'll be fine.
He did it on purpose,
I am
Liv.
checking on
Calm
Felicity.
yourself. That doesn't help.
Just to let everyone know, the loss of those 2 survival points means we're now at a tension level of 6. Yes, Lorelai, what was that?
I'm checking on Felicity. I'm seeing if she's like seriously injured.
I can worry you too.
All right. Hazards of fieldwork.
And Coyote just jumps on the rope and just kind of starts sailing down as fast as he can.
And you make it down with no trouble. You don't understand what happened to the rest of these morons, but
I use the same rope Lorelai did.
yeah. And Thurston, for that matter. So it's just, amazing how that stuff happens.
Thurston did not make a mistake. He messed up, not me.
Improper instructions. Yeah.
Of course.
All right. So you guys have made it down. Coyote, you're the survival expert. You're the lead of this to get them to the camp. And you see 3 people who appear to be in quite a bit of pain.
Did y'all let go of the ropes?
There was no more rope.
I did it like you said, sir.
Even my clip broke.
Well, last time I shop at Kmart for clips.
Wait,
Oh, jeez.
what did all our money go to? We gave you this money, and we expect
Might
at
be
least
what
right quality.
might be what he keeps in the flask.
I mean, it is 100-year-old.
100-year-old single scotch, that's kind of expensive.
Wait.
Pocket change.
Is there already a campsite set up? Do we have like a generator there or anything like that?
Well, Coyote, you've been to this. You know there's a camp set up. It's got basics of equipment. Yes, there is a couple of generators there. They actually have some tents. They have a mess hall. And there is a nurse.
Yeah, there's a camp over that way. It's got that old electric.
No one told me I'd be sleeping in a tent.
What did you expect to be sleeping in the woods?
I'm sure he.
Hotel,
No, darling.
cabin, a house.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. They have electric. It'll be
Are we
fine.
laying on the ground?
They got cots.
Is he lost?
This is positively barbaric.
He's
I don't-
He's indulging me because I enjoy the outdoors, but he doesn't.
Well, let me take a look-see around here and see what's going on. Do you mind if I make a watchful roll?
Sure. Go ahead.
Just kind of seeing what's happening.
Yep, absolutely.
I am
That's a 17.
I'm also going to be looking around. I've got one of my smaller cameras out that's got the actual film rather than digital.
Dear woman, if you take an unflattering photo of me, I will own your newspaper, magazine, whatever. I will own it, and you will be on the street in a week. Do you understand?
I used to live on the street at one point.
You'll go back. Only flattering pictures. I want to look heroic.
Oh, okay.
Kirsten,
so
darling, let's find you a nurse.
I'm
idea,
going to
Liv. Good
say
idea.
quietly under my breath to Felicity, I don't think I'll take any pictures of him.
Better not.
I'm fully expecting the rest of this group to sacrifice me by the end of this. Just saying.
You need pictures
Why
of
would we
people
get rid
anyway.
of
Just
good meat?
pictures of the plants.
The good stuff. So, Coyote, you're looking around. It looks about like when you left this morning, but you realize time's moving on and it gets dark in here. It gets dark in here quick. You've probably got about an hour and a half to sunset, and it's a good 30-minute walk to get to the camp from here.
Well, hope you all brought some walking shoes and not them penny loafers like that, like old Thurston over there. And we got about a 30-minute hike. Load your gear up. You're responsible for your own stuff. I ain't carrying it.
I
Olivia,
have boots, sir.
if you are wearing
There are
high
my
heels,
boots.
I will give you a survival point right now.
Ooh. She is wearing high-heeled boots.
All right.
And
Click
I
your
do
click
have
your
boots,
survival
sir.
point button.
my
right.
boots cost
Green
more
or
than
red?
a helicopter.
I'm sorry.
Green or red?
Push it and it will tell you.
Oh, okay.
You get a red survival point. So add that to your red survival points.
Thank you.
Very welcome. See, I'm going to push the tropes here. All right.
Push them all. I'm having fun pushing mine.
That's going to be great till you need to run away from something. All right. You guys are moving right along here. Coyote leads you effortlessly to the camp. There's not really a trail, but this man knows the woods. Coyote, as you rolled so good, you do notice as you're going past, there's this strange insect on this one leaf. You haven't seen this guy before. And you're muted.
He'll stop and take a look at I noticed. He stops and take a gander at it and points it out to the photographer. Says, hey, I want to take a picture of that there. I ain't never seen it before.
Oh, yes. Okay. I pull out.
Might get credit.
Yes.
Push it
I
through that
pull
way a
out-
little bit.
I'll pull out one of my better cameras because I've got like 4 of them. One of them's a DSLR. A couple of them are actual film. And I'll pull out one of the digital ones, and I'll snap a couple of pictures of that.
Okay. As you move in to snap a picture of this thing, the click that it makes, because you know it's not the click, it's the actual click sound that comes out of the speaker that's built into it, startles this creature. And it puts a stinger out that's a good 2 inches long. This is some kind of walking stick. You've never seen a walking stick that has a stinger before, Coyote. This intrigues you, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at. Hey, he grabs the doctor, Felicity. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, there's a new thingy, and puts her in front of him.
Oh, this thing! I try and take a closer look at it.
Are you actually going to touch it?
I'm gonna poke. Yes, I am. I'm going to poke it.
Okay, all right. You poke it.
See if I can get it in.
It flutters.
Into a sample jar.
It flutters. You're going to have a larger sample jar. This thing is about 4 inches long, and with its legs outstretched, you're going to need one. You'd need a sample jar that's at least 2 to 3 inches in diameter. That would be 75 millimeters.
As soon as I see that sucker start to flutter, I scream.
I do not have a big enough sample jar. Has anyone got a net? Anyone got like a butterfly net?
I'm checking to see if I've got any plastic bags on my person.
You know, you might have more equipment than you thought. You might have exactly the sample jar you want, if it's worth a survival point to you.
Well,
it is. Yeah,
we need that thing there.
All right, drop off a survival point.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and get this thing into a sample jar.
You get the survival points, you might as well spend them.
All right, we're going to treat this as a persuade check because you're trying to persuade this thing into your sample jar. So give me a persuade check. It's a little bit risky because this thing does have a stinger on it.
No screaming.
It's like a bee. Right?
Peasants.
While
it,
she's
darling.
doing that, I've turned my my camera into a video recording, so that I'm watching her do it.
And this is great.
And this is when we found the long stingered whippersnapper.
And you are able to get it into the container. However, as you're going to attempt to close this, the stinger shoots out, hits you in the hand, and you are going to lose a survival point as you are suddenly hit with an extreme sense of nausea and a searing pain in your hand.
What happens when I run out of these survival points? Because this is
Birthday murder.
Ow. Okay, this is why I usually do plants. I'm not actually an
Entomologist.
Yeah, whichever one the insect one is. Yeah, stick to plants. They don't bite you. Or sting
I mean,
you or...
they do around here.
Depends on the plant, yeah.
Exactly why I'm doing dirt.
The dirt too.
Well, because nothing crawls around in the dirt.
But yeah, what
Apparently the doctor does.
Peasants do. Peasants.
Right, so
But yeah, I know. What is it? What does this thing look like in my now miniaturized jar?
it looks like a walking stick. It has wings, and it has a stinger that keeps jutting out and hitting the cap.
So to clarify, is that a stick insect?
Yes, it looks like a twig. Yes, sorry.
That's it.
I don't know what they call them over the pond, but over here.
Common language divide there.
Yeah.
Does
The rascal.
this is fascinating.
Although the pain in your hand is throbbing, I'm going to let you know that.
Oh,
Hmm.
We should probably get
Yes.
her to the nurse.
Yes, you should go see
Yeah.
this nurse and also show this to the professor.
Because, I mean,
Can you walk?
It's my hand. I think. Just whoop. Is this a straight line? I think this is a straight
Could have
line.
been poisonous.
Were you planning to walk on your hands?
No.
Okay, well, then I think you're okay.
Okay, I think I'm good.
rudimentary first aid. I give her some Motrin.
Rub a little dirt on it and give her some Motrin, right?
Liv, darling. She obviously did not graduate from a real university.
Oh. Darling,
You mean one of them
let's-
inbred ones up northeast?
I went to Cambridge, I'll have you know.
Ah,
don't insult her, darling. She's doing
I'm
her
pretty
job.
Sure she knows her at
her
university.
job is to get stung.
What was that at the end?
Sometimes.
What was that at the
I'm
end?
not really sure. I'm not really sure if that man knows how a university that comes in.
I'll have you know, I have donated 4 libraries to the universities. My name is on a building at Yale.
Oh, Yale.
So's mine, but it only took some spray paint.
How provincial.
Spray paint and a bottle of Jack, right? Get your name right
Oh
up
my.
there. Lorelai, you get an excellent video of this. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so Coyote gives you the Motrin.
A wild animal was disrupting me. Sorry.
That won't be the last this evening. And he gets you into camp, and as you make your way in, if you look at Roll20, you'll actually get a layout of the camp on your screens. There are 5 smaller tents, a couple of mid-size, and then one very large tent. And it's pointed out to you that the smaller tents are sleeping quarters. The large tent is the lab where all of the nice expensive equipment is. There's the
do
mess
not
hall,
see
of
it.
course, and
I
there
don't see a
is...
map.
Yeah, I don't see a
No.
map.
I see a grid.
Are we on the right page?
No, because I didn't want you to see it till now, and I didn't change it. There we go.
Aha!
Ha
Now we
ha
can
ha!
see it.
There we go.
Bottom
And
right-hand
Thurston's
corner.
eyes were open.
Why did I use Fog of War? Didn't need it. I just hide the map. So, and there is an infirmary with the nurse in it. So, where would you like to
Listen,
head?
you might want to go that away.
Infirmary.
Also, a good summary.
All right.
I mean,
Thurston, you might want to head that away too.
Yes, darling, I'll take you over to the nurse and I'll get us settled in one of the larger tents.
Is there water?
I'm sure
To
there will be in the
wash my
nursing.
hands.
I'm sure there will be in the nursing
There's
station.
dirt on my fingernails.
We'll get that taken care of, darling.
Thank you, Livy. Thank you.
At the end,
So yeah, I head over to the
Lorelai
infirmary.
and Coyote, where are you going to head?
I'll make sure everybody gets to that nurse station safely because there's a fire there, and gotta make sure everybody's safe and sound.
All right.
While they're doing that, I'm gonna go check out the tents and claim mine.
Okay.
Make sure you bunk me down in there too.
Do you hand me a bag or anything to put in front of your tent?
He tosses an extra hat.
$10,000 to let me have tent 1.
At the end, where are you headed?
sure.
You got injured too. Are you going to head into the infirmary?
Yep.
All right. So those of you headed to the infirmary, you open the tent flap, and this young lady turns around. Well, howdy, y'all. You all doing okay? Oh, my goodness. What did you get into? And she runs over and takes a look at your hand. What in the world?
Might need to set her shoulder too.
Coyote, what did you do?
Well, the cheap ropes didn't hold up this time. I got to buy some new ropes.
I warned you about that.
I mean, you know, it said multi-use.
I think that meant more as a clothesline, Coyote. All right. Sweetie, what's your name? Talking to you, Felicity.
Oh, me, Felicity. Oh, not the hand. It's turning green. Should it be turning green?
That's probably not a good sign, darling. But I'm Nurse Jackie. Come on over here, take a seat. Let me take a look at that.
There you go.
So, what did this to you, sweetie?
This.
Oh my! Did it bite you or did it sting you?
Sting, I think.
Oh my goodness.
I was trying to get into the jar and it wasn't too cooperative.
You know, you science people tend to do little crazy things like that. Maybe you should just leave these things alone.
Well, the thing is, I usually do plants, and you poke them, and it's fine.
Well, I see the puncture mark here. I'm going to put a tourniquet on your arm, not the real tight one, just the little one, like when they're drawing your blood, so we can stop the flow of this. And I'm going to put the venom extractor on you.
Okay, but it's going to be fine, right? It's just.
I'm sure you won't lose more than anything above the elbow. You'll be fine. And she takes and puts this little blue rubber cord around your arm and goes and gets this device and sets it on there. And she just smiles at you. She cleans with alcohol, sets this on your arm, and then she pulls this little crank handle on it. And it feels like your entire arm is trying to be pulled through a circular hole about that big around as she increases the vacuum by pulling up on this thing. And you start seeing, as your arm goes up in it and makes this little dome inside, and you see blood start slowly making its way to the surface mixed with this yellowish green kind of a liquid. All right, you sit tight, sweetie. I'll be right back with you. All right, who's next?
You are not doing that to me.
Did you get stung too?
No, he just had a fall.
I need to wash my hands.
Okay, well, there's a basin right over there. You're welcome to use it.
Go use it, darling. Go use it, darling.
How provincial.
We are roughing it, dear.
I go wash my hands.
And how about you?
Well, I fell and I'm a little bit bruised. You might want to look.
You look like you hit every tree limb out there. My goodness.
It feels like it, yeah.
Well, she starts pushing on your ribs and, well, it doesn't seem like anything's cracked or anything. I think you're okay. You just bruised. You're probably going to be sore for a couple of days.
Okay, good. So, I'll stay there and keep company from the floor a little bit.
Okay. She comes back over to you, Felicity, and looks at it, and she gets this real worried look on her face, and, you just sit right here, darling. I'll be back in just a moment. And she turns and heads out the door. Lorelei, you went looking for tents.
Yeah.
Any of these look good to you? Which one do you want to go investigate?
Actually, number 5 looks good.
All right.
So intense.
Tent number 5 is available. So if you would, go ahead and take your token, or on your character sheet page, you can drag it down there onto 5. Now these tents, they can hold a couple of people each. They're set up for that. They have 2 cots each in them. So are you going to set up the other cot for Coyote, or are you going to put him somewhere else?
I'll toss his hat in front of tent number 4.
All right, go ahead and drag the 4 over, the Coyote over there to number 4 if you would. Coyote, that's your token. Olivia, where did you head off to? Or were you were still in the room, you didn't leave, yeah.
Well, actually, I was going to look at Thurston and say, darling, make sure the nurse takes a good look at you to check anything that may hurt after your fall. I'm going to go set us up in our tent.
A nurse?
Yes.
Not even a doctor. I'm fine. I'm fine.
You are so stubborn, darling. Okay, so we're going to set up in tent number 1.
All right, feel free. Go ahead and put your tokens over there. I know that he's in the tent for now, but put your tokens over there so we know where you're at.
Can you move mine too?
Hunting for my
I don't know how to
token
do that.
too. So.
If you go to your character sheet and click on your name, left click it and drag it over, that will drag your token onto the board.
I'm trying that. Let's see if it's gonna work. Oh.
There, I just popped you one on there, and you should be able to move it. So.
Nope.
There we go.
Is it not giving you control of it? Hold on just a second. Now, you should have control over it.
Yeah. Let me refresh, and maybe that'll fix it.
I can move it around if we need to as well. All right. So a few minutes later, the nurse comes back in with someone you recognize. Professor Blair is with her. And I just don't know what to do. She got stung by this thing, and it looks necrotic. The professor walks over and, well, young lady, it appears you've gotten yourself into something. You always were the adventurous kind, weren't you, Felicity?
It stung me. I didn't really.
Kind of like that electrical circuit stung you when you decided to put the test equipment into the probe into the outlet. Is that what we're seeing here, Felicity?
That was once. I learned my lesson.
No, you didn't. You did it twice, Felicity. You did it again the next semester. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't a test probe. It was your ink pen.
Hey, I wanted to see if it conducted as well. Like, that was undergrad. That was years ago.
All right, let me take a look at this. Take a look at this. Oh.
I never liked physics modules anyway.
Well, it did get you pretty good, but I think if we excise this a bit, we can get that out of there, and I'm sure you'll heal up fine. I've got some industrial strength Neosporin. I think we'll put some of that on there. That can heal everything. I'm making the nurse cringe and laugh. That's my. So he pops.
I'm like, okay.
He pops the extractor off there, cleans it off, and they put some Neo on it.
I heard necrotic. I'm like, oh crap, that's bad.
I'm sure everything will be just fine, Felicity. And I'm very excited. I have some. Oh, I'm sorry, Etienne. I didn't see you over there. How are you?
I'm fine. I just fell. I was just a little bit worried since my new colleague was looking a bit.
No, I'm sure you'll be fine. You're strong. I'm sure within 24 hours it'll be like nothing happened to you at all. So I do have something very exciting to show you, Felicity. I think you're going to love this. I have something to show if you feel up to seeing it. I mean, how long do we have before nightfall? Where's that coyote? Coyote!
I'm right here, man. You ain't got to shout. Ain't no hollering needed.
It's because it's those clothes you wear. You always blend in. You need to wear something that doesn't look like canvas tent.
Well, I mean, why?
How long do we have till sunset, Coyote?
Well, up top side it'd be a couple 3 hours, but down here now.
Oh, great. I'd really love to show this to you this evening. It closes.
We got flashlights.
All right, go grab us a couple of spots, Coyote.
All right, I'll go get me a couple of them big old mag lights.
All right. I'm really excited for you to see this, Felicity. It's like nothing you've ever seen before. You're going to love this.
And he'll yell, Lola, we're going to go look at stuff.
Awesome. Let me
Might want to bring a night vision thingamabob.
Oh yes, I think that's in this bag. And she will grab her night vision stuff for her cameras.
Oh, so everyone's coming along. Okay. Weren't there supposed to be other guests here?
Don't mind them.
The funding people? Like...
Yeah, because I'm in the tent, like, bitching and complaining about being a peasant and a barbarian out in the woods.
I'm just placating them.
Like,
so
you brought the funders out in the field?
Well, I understand, Felicity, and look, the guy may be a bit of an ass, but he's got lots of money and he's funding this.
Okay.
All right. Where are they, by the way?
Oh, well, we left them in the tent.
He turns around and...
Nothing ever goes wrong left in a tent in a horror movie. Nothing ever.
Coyote, well, you get the lights.
I got the lights.
Which tent? Did you guys go to your tent, or are you still in the med tent at this point?
I'm in tent 1.
Okay. Well, I see lights over there in tent 1. I assume that's where they're at. Everyone, stow your gear. Felicity, I expected you would probably like tent number 3 over there. It's right next to some beautiful flowering plants. I thought you would like that. Etienne,
Eat flies.
Etienne, if you wouldn't mind, why don't you bunk up with Coyote?
Sure, I'm not minding.
All right. And so the professor is going to make
Hey, I
his.
get my own tent, all on my own.
Cheers. Me too.
The professor is going to make his way over to tent number 1, and he's going to stand outside and he's going to make every attempt possible to knock on the door of the tent, which basically comes off as a noise.
Darling, what is that noise?
I think someone's trying to get our attention, and I walk over to the tent door and peel it back.
Olivia, so wonderful to see you.
Professor Blair, it's a pleasure, darling. Why don't you come in? Thurston's
thank you.
inside.
Oh, Thurston, I have an
Professor.
unopened bottle of scotch with your name on it. Literally, it has your name on it. You paid for it, and they put the shipping label on the outside. But that's not
Well.
what I mean. So,
We've got to have our branding, sir.
yeah.
But I like that. That's just what I need. I'm out here like a barbarian, and at least we can have a gentleman's drink.
Absolutely. Look, we're about to take a little foray. It wouldn't be anything that interests you at this point. I'd say let me have Nurse Jackie bring that over, and we'll call it a medicinal charge for now, and you guys just take it easy.
Livy, darling, if you wish to go with them, I will be safe in the tent by myself.
No, darling, I'm going to stay with you.
You may see something. I'm willing to sit in the tent all alone.
Are you trying to run me off, dear?
Well, I was going to enjoy the scotch by myself.
What, you won't share?
I'll save you some, dear. I'll save you some.
Professor, I think my husband wants to send me out into the forest.
I don't know. Can we trust him alone with Nurse Jackie?
Oh, he
She's
knows
a
I'll,
peasant.
and he knows there is no prenup, so I'll take him for everything he owns.
Gentleman does not screw the help.
All right. Everybody who's going on this walk.
Okay, so Livy's going.
All right. All right. So he meets you back in the center. How many lights did you grab, Coyote?
4.
Okay. So Professor.
And a rifle.
All right. Professor takes 1. Coyote gets 1. Who gets the other 2 flashlights?
I get one.
You do have a flash.
I
No,
need
he'll-
to save my batteries.
And he'll let the doctor share one.
All right.
Etienne?
I'm okay.
My hands hurt. You take it.
You do notice that the pain has gone down. You feel a little bit better. It's not hurting as bad. And I am going to be generous and give you a survival point. So please click on your survival point on your character sheet.
Still feel like it's a trap.
It's always a trap.
It's always a trap. You
It's a
are
red
in
one,
a
whatever
horror
that
movie.
means.
All right, so you get a red survival point. Please add that back onto your survival points.
Okay.
All right. So you guys take this hike out into the forest a little bit, and let me see if I can get our map updated to the right place here.
See, Tam said make it a horror movie, so I'll stick my rich ass in a tent alone in the dark in a horror movie. This is gonna be great.
And by the way,
I'm fine.
this is an excellent trope. Give yourself a survival point for following horror movie tropes and staying alone.
Why is it always rolling red for everybody? Nobody gets any green survival points.
You got a green one.
You just did.
Not
You
on my
saw a green
screen.
one.
Shanky,
Oh, wait a minute, I have to scroll
McStabber,
down.
Rolls.
I might want
Yeah,
to scroll
scroll
down. My bad. And I'm not even drinking this time. I don't even have my head flask.
That might be the problem, sir.
It's right here, but it's empty from the last game.
All right. And as you walk out, you notice this very large, enormously large flower.
Whoa.
Amorphilella titanum? Yes, it's a type of corpse flower.
It's Amorphophallus titanum. One of my favorites.
I actually looked that up to have the right name.
It smells awful.
It's rotting to draw in flies. Isn't it amazing?
Ew.
Mm-hmm. I am pulling out.
They
one of
don't
my
taste so
cameras.
good.
I told you not to lick it, Coyote. I don't understand why you do these things.
Well, I mean, you gotta try it out. You don't know what might be some fun.
Hydrogen sulfide. You wouldn't. Ew.
Isn't it amazing?
Yes, come a little closer.
I've never seen one in the wild before.
I was afraid you weren't going to make it here in time, but it bloomed yesterday afternoon. And it has held this, and normally they don't last very long, so I was very surprised.
Can we have everybody shine their lights on the flower? And
I
I'm
have a
going
light.
to.
1, 2, 3,
We
4.
have a light.
Four
No,
total.
the professor,
Yeah.
the professor, Coyote,
light.
and the doctors. And
Okay, professor. So I don't have a light. Okay.
The professor will hand you a
I
light and
will
go,
pass-
"Oh, here, Olivia, use mine."
Oh, thank you.
I
Olivia
will-
has a cell phone she could have used as a light too.
I will pass my light over to Dr. Felicity. She can use her other hand to hold it. And I'm gonna snap some pictures. Different angles. I'm gonna walk around.
All right. And Felicity, come look at this petal structure on here.
Oh, the spade. It's beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, just look at that. I mean, look at lift it up and look at the structure. Oh, and be careful. I forgot to tell you, they have sharp spines on them, so be careful where you touch them, of course.
She moves her hands back for a sec, just and then
Give me an
safety first. Pulls out a pencil.
Give me an identify roll, please.
Hang on, one moment. That is 19.
That is awesome. You look at this and you start analyzing the structure and things start coming together for you. This is an odd combination of things. This has similar things to the Venus flytrap. Orchids. But there's some kind of... You need a sample of this. You need to take this back and you want to look at it under a microscope because there's something about this structure that seems unusual.
I think you're mistaken, Professor. This is not Amorphophallus. This is, I mean, if you look at that on the spade there, it looks like Orchidaceae, but then this is fascinating. Can we get some more pictures, please, Lorelei?
Yes, yes. Just point out where you need me to take the picture.
If you can take one there, and hang on. If I we try and get a bit of those petal bits in a jar. Honestly, I'd love to take a herbarium voucher of it, but it's too big. Like, I'd never get it pressed between newspapers. Like,
well, and he reaches into his pocket and hands you a nice pair of pruning scissors and says, "Just a moment. Everyone, while she's doing that, come with me. I'd like you to see this over here, Eddie, and I'd like you to look at this soil."
Sure.
I'm going to stay with Felicity and I'm going to take photos of her taking her trimmings.
Okay.
I'm going to stand over here and watch. I already seen all this mess.
Coyote, come on. We need your light over here. They're fine.
All right, I'll wander that away, but I am dirt boring.
And as you make your way over to this pond that's shown on the screen there,
Pond?
it's right here.
Oh, did I not scroll up?
Maybe you didn't. I don't know. As you look at this pond and you look at the soil around it, the soil seems to glisten a little bit, almost like it's been exposed to a large amount of heat. So my theory, Etienne, you guys don't even know why you're here. Let me explain. You are here because a meteor hit. Nobody even knew about this place. Nobody had come out here until they went to track this, and that's when we found this place. There was a tear in the canopy, and we found this sunken, segregated forest. There are so many things you see here that you don't see elsewhere. But I think what happened, my guess is, I think that it landed somewhere inside this, and the heat did that to the soil, Etienne. What do you think?
Well, it definitely looks like glossy parts, but yeah. Well, I'm gonna need samples. I'm gonna need the lab. I'm gonna need all the. I'm pulling out like
Sample bags, sample jars, and stuff.
sample glasses.
Okay.
A little with corks on top, and I'm gonna go on specific places and use a spatula to just tiny fork it up, and the next one going around. And I'm in my.
Okay.
I'm not even hearing.
Do me an identify roll, and I will come back to you in a minute, and we'll see how this goes. Dr. Felicity, Lorelei, you're up there taking pictures, I assume, as she does this. Felicity, tell me what's going on for you.
So I'm trimming bits of this off, getting bits of paper, pressing them between, taking notes, trying to get pictures of things at the right angles.
Okay.
Get lumpy bits in ethanol.
All right.
Is there, as she's making her snips, while I'm taking photos, am I noticing that there's any like sap or liquid dripping from those snips?
Why don't you give me an identify roll? And Felicity, please, because you are technically assaulting this plant, give me an assault roll, please.
Poor plant.
That's not how we like to see it. That's a 15, I think.
On the dice, I rolled a 15 plus 5. So
Okay.
20.
As you're watching as she does this, yes, a little bit of sap and things seem to come to the surface. It's got an odd color to it. You know, you're used to it, sap being kind of a white milky color. This is kind of a reddish yellow, more red on it than anything else. And you also notice this rabbit that has just kind of come up, and it's eating off and it's beautiful. It's got beautiful brindle coloration. It would make a great photograph.
Of that rabbit.
Awesome.
Oh, I'm taking pictures.
All right.
I'm going to whisper though. Dr. Moore, is the sap supposed to be this color?
I don't know. This is a species new to science. I'm sure of that. So let me get a feel of that sap. But this is a whole new genre. It could be a whole new family. Like I might make nature plant with this. Like this is good.
While she's talking, I'm slowly following the rabbit if it moves, and I've got a recording. But as it's recording as well, I'm snapping still pictures as well.
Okay.
So I'm listening to her. Do you see this rabbit? I know animals aren't exactly your study, but do you see the gorgeous rabbit? It's eating the plant.
Ooh. So it's got herbivoration. So probably not poisonous then. Interesting.
As you
poisonous to rabbit.
As you cut on this, the petal of this, the first thing you notice, you kind of missed it on the first two because you were just so excited. But as you slow down and you're being very careful about your collection, you notice as you cut, it's almost as if the plant goes and pulls back away as you cut through it.
Ooh, look at that. I poke it a couple of times with a pencil, see if it...
You poke it a couple of times, and then one of the petals comes out and pokes you in the hand.
Fuck's sake.
I wasn't looking at that, was I? I was looking at the rabbit.
You're looking at the rabbit.
Poor Felicity, your hands are getting tore up.
Is it the same hand?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
While she's doing whatever she's doing, what am I watching the rabbit do?
I'll come back
It's
to. I
eating the
will.
plant.
I will hit you in that in just a moment. I want to finish torturing
Perfect.
Felicity.
Mhm.
Happy birthday.
Lorela, so it poked me in the hand or
It-
stabbed me in the hand.
It poked you in the hand. It hurts because your hand's already sore, but you don't see anything that looks damaging to it. But you do notice that you've got a runner of that sap on your hand now.
Okay. Should probably
As you reach in to
slab
touch
roll
it, and
somewhere.
it's very stringy. It kind of like stays attached. It's like a glue that sticks to your hand, and now it's stuck to this, and you still have a stringer of it going to the plant as well.
I try to like disentangle myself from this
All right.
increasing like smeared strings of plant sap. that
Give me an
attach to
escape
both
check,
hands
please.
and Attached to both hands, attached to the lab roll. This is escape. 11.
You try and do this and pull it off, but suddenly you find your hand and yourself being pulled in closer to this plant.
Lorelai? Professor?
Mhm.
Somebody?
I turn around and look at her.
The rabbit was looking at you as taking. It didn't seem to be afraid of you at all. Actually, it almost seemed to be wanting you to come closer and take more pictures of it.
Okay, but how loud is Lorelai?
How loud are you, Felicity? Lorelai forgot. Yes, Father Warren.
It starts off like that. Excuse me. I think. Lorelai. And like builds into being like
Louder.
actual shouting from like.
Okay.
I think this plant's
At
maybe
the
trying to eat me.
at the point that she gets your attention and says, "Eat me," her arm is almost touching the base of this thing inside the petals as it's pulling her in, and the leaves have kind of wrapped around her a little bit.
This is quite concerning.
I'm gonna holler for Coyote. Coyote.
By the way, that is going to cost you a survival point.
It's going
And-
back.
Do I hear them shouting over there, causing a holler?
Yes, you hear. And
I think we might all hear
I've
at this
taken
point.
I've taken a couple of pictures, but then I dropped the camera. It's it's got the attachments to me, so I'm going to try to pull on her or try to get one of the the leaves to unwrap around her.
Okay. As you try to pull these off, you find that they are stuck to her. And Eddie, and you obviously hear this, and the professor's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. She'll be fine." What are you seeing there?
Well, sure. Okay.
I'm
kinda-
struggling too.
It's like
That's me.
I'm helping. I'm trying to help.
Yeah, I'm
No.
trying to get out.
I'm asking Eddie on what you're finding in your soil samples at
sorry,
this
yes.
point. That's okay. I should have been more clear. I can see him. I know who I'm speaking to. I do this a lot.
okay. So we have this really kind of. It's not usual glass. So much is dirty.
I thought the crystalline lattice work of the structure was what was most interesting to me. I mean, normally you see this kind of thing in sand, but for this rich soil to do that.
Either very, very hot or something else.
Okay, I'm going to put you on hold for a second. Come back over here to Felicity, who now has these things wrapped around. Lorelai, as you try to pull them off, you find that this sap has like adhered to her clothing, and as you pull on it, it's literally pulling out her clothing, and some of it may actually be seeping through, and you're pulling on her skin underneath the clothing.
Felicity, it's stuck to your clothing. The only thing I can think
I
is to
noticed.
remove the clothing. I am going to I'm gonna see if I've got anything sharp on me,
Okay.
and I'm gonna cut at her clothing.
How much would it be worth to you to have a very nice little pocket knife? Is it worth a survival point to you?
Yeah, actually, it would be.
All right. Burn a survival point.
All right, so that's just subtract 1, right?
Just subtract 1. That's correct. You'll always subtract from red, by the way, until you run out of red. So, all right.
Olivia is a little bit perturbed at this professor from ignoring the colleagues that he sent out when they're yelling for help. So she is going to basically roll her eyes at him and head off in the direction of the yelling.
Okay. And he's just in this discussion with Etienne, and they're talking about all this dirt science stuff, you know.
And
I'm cutting the clothing
Coyote
off
goes
of her.
with her.
All right. So you two come over, and you see that she's it's like her hand's hooked in it. She can't pull her hand out. These things are wrapped around her, and Lorelei is taking a knife and cutting her clothing away.
You're supposed to inspect it and not have relations.
I'm sure that's not what happened here.
This is
Coyote.
not the time for a joke.
This is a fly-eating animal, only it's so large, it's probably trying to eat a person.
Yes.
I'm assuming that as well. The sap that it's secreting is like glue, and I can't get it to separate from her clothing. So help me here. Pull on this piece.
Felicity,
And,
please make me another escape roll.
Okay. Yeah. Escape. 18. 18.
That is an awesome roll. But we are at such an exciting point here. I'm going to burn the maximum amount of tension points I can, and I'm going to match your roll. And what this is going to do is drop us back to a tension level of 3. This is going to allow you to pull yourself out of it a bit, but you still have this sap all over you. Your clothes are still doused with it. And the other thing you're beginning to notice is it's beginning to burn.
Oh.
I got this. I pulls out his flask and starts splashing alcohol on him.
Oh, God.
I am
Get you to the pond.
I think this is helping. There's water. Water.
Let's
water.
get you to
Is
the
there
pond.
water?
Let's get you to the pond.
All right.
Nothing can go wrong with the pond, right? There's no
I'm-
bacteria or anything
I'm
in the water.
intentionally not touching her.
Are
but I'm
you
gonna take her
barefoot?
to the pond.
So Lorelai,
Question is,
you were touching and pulling and trying to rescue her from this stuff. I need you to make an escape roll for me, please.
no, don't press that button. I don't want Skype open.
Oh, shit.
You said escape?
Yes.
That's 16.
All right. You have some of this sap on you. It is beginning to burn you as well, but you are not adhered to the plant. But definitely you're beginning to feel the burn a little bit as well. They bring you over to the pond where the professor's talking to Etienne. Etienne, you look up. Felicity is partially clothed. Some of her clothing is missing. She has this reddish yellow liquid on her, and she seems to be in a bit of discomfort.
Okay. And she's running towards the lake and trying to jump in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
You're not going to mess up with my. Oh.
Splash.
I'm
Out
gonna
in
need
the
you to
lake.
stand down, sir. I'm gonna need you to stand down. Calm down.
Olivia's just like,
You ruined my samples.
There's more dirt.
Samples from the other side of the lake.
There's more dirt.
Screw your dirt.
I mean, she already tried with the plant. She might try
She
with the dirt. So let her in the water.
All right, so the water, the shore of this goes in and drops off fairly quickly. So you don't want to go too far in, but are you going to like sit down in it, or how are you going to do this?
Yeah. Sort of plunge like both arms into it, like crouch down low, trying to like see if I can get this stuff off my arms.
Okay.
Like,
Give me
giving it
another escape check if you would. And while you're doing that, I'll get that when I come back. But poor Thurston has been sitting there for so long with nobody
Poor
around.
Thurston, nothing. He's been chilling
drinking
in the
his
tent
scotch.
safe. He's not been getting attacked by a plant.
You're sitting there and it's fairly quiet, but you start to hear something moving outside of your tent. In fact, you hear something sniffing around and digging around a bit outside.
If you're going to be sniffing around out there, you might as well come in and have a drink.
And just a few seconds later, this nose pops through the door. It's the snout of some kind of a canine. It's kind of hard to tell in this shadowy lighting. Seems to be about the size of a small fox.
Mongrel breeds. It's not even properly groomed. Do you know who I am, Fox?
And it walks the rest of the way into the room and walks over to you and just looks up at
What
you.
does the fox say?
Bing, 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 bing.
I look for a cup,
Give it a drink.
bowl. No, I give it a look for a cup or bowl or something, and I pour a little bit of the scotch in it and put it down for it to have a drink.
All right. It sticks its face in it and takes a couple of licks of it and shudders for a moment. But it goes ahead and finishes drinking it.
At least you can drink good scotch.
It then comes over and curls up at your feet and lays down.
Oh.
If you ruin my shoes, I will make Olivia a new handbag out of you. Oh, why did I come out here? 'Cause I love Livy. Otherwise, I would be back at work or maybe playing polo or squash or something. Are you going to sleep all night? Shoo! 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 And I bump it with my foot trying to get it to leave.
All right. Give me a persuade roll, please.
20.
You kick it, and it kind of hops up and moves over a little bit and stares at you for a moment. And then it sits down and just sits there staring at you.
I say, do you know who I am? Do not stare at your Betta's creature. I will have you as a handbag. Shoo! Shoo, I say, shoo! If my manservant were here, he would have you thrashed or whipped or something.
Are you going to kick it again? I need to have an idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Give me another assault check.
Or one an assault this time?
Oh,
It was persuade. Now it is an assault, I guess.
Yeah, I
'cause I'm
think
kicking it
either
at this
one,
point.
whichever one you feel is appropriate. I'm thinking of it as an assault.
I'll go with an assault.
Okay.
15.
All right. You kick this thing and it doesn't yelp, but it kind of moves to the corner and it moves like it may be hurt. And then it starts licking at its side like it might be injured. And it stops every once in a while and looks at you.
See, if you would have listened to me, I'll be back. You do your animal critter thing, whatever. I'm going to go find the nurse.
Okay, all right. All right, so back in the deep woods where you are trying to clean this sap stuff off you, how did the roll go?
Got a 13.
Oh, unfortunately, the water doesn't seem to have an effect on it. It is not removing it, and actually, it may be making it adhere and harden.
Okay. This Professor Etienne, someone this is not helping.
Well, if
Does
water ain't
anyone
helping, maybe
have-
fire.
This is my arm. This is my arm. There's not set fire to my arm yet.
So as you say this and you talk to the professor, you finally get his attention and he looks over at you and goes, "My dear Felicity, can't you keep your clothes on?"
I have that effect on women.
Professor, this is a dire situation. Do take this
there was
seriously.
a plant.
Yes, Etienne, you had some input?
Let's. So we just saw that this green stuff on your body does not go away with water. So let's go into the lab. There's solubent. You can just try that one. I mean, that should probably help.
We could try if we've got some other solvents. Yeah. Anything.
I just something.
This thing is stinging and it's not going away. And
then let's move.
Okay. Yeah.
If it's acidic, then water should have helped, but we'll see.
Nobody touch the plant. Nobody touch the plant.
Don't go near the plant at all. It hurts. I hold up my palm of my hand, and it's got like some of it on there.
So as we hurry back, I say to Lorelai, "Did you get some pictures though, at least?"
Yes, I did. I actually got one with it trying to eat you.
Oh, perfect.
I don't understand you, Felicity. The professor walks over to the plant and puts his hand on it and goes, "Oh, I don't know what your problem is, Felicity. I haven't had any issues with it. Maybe it was your poor technique for sample taking."
Well,
usually when you chop bits off plants, they don't fight back. That's why I work on plants.
Fight back? Felicity. It's just, look, and he takes and he grabs the leaf and he kind of scritches and tears at one. And I do say, you were one of my favorite students, but I'm beginning to wonder why. Maybe it's just you're the most memorable.
Professor, I guess that's not the time to for these kind of sessions.
I mean, they always say, you criticize privately and you praise publicly, sir.
Mm-hmm. That was rude.
Well, excuse me if I expect a scientist to operate properly under science. I wouldn't expect you to know how to take a plant sample, Olivia, but I do expect it from my former students.
No, but you do expect me to fund it. Show a little respect.
I have pictures and video of it.
Well, at least one of us is doing their job well. Good job, Lorelai. Etienne, do you have your samples? I say let's head back.
Yeah, sure. I have my samples here. I would also try to scratch off some of that sap that she had on her body and try to make a sample out of that.
All right.
Already.
If you're going to try to get that off of her, give me an escape check.
Sure, that's going to go well. I'm just trying to take the sample, but maybe just some physical scratching works.
So you're able to get a little tiny bit out of it, but you also end up scraping her side a little bit, which causes a little more sensitivity to this area that's already a bit tense.
Sorry.
You're making. I'm not soil. Not soil. Stand that.
I know.
All right. So as you make your way back, anybody got anything last things they want to do at the plant before you start heading your way back to camp?
Liv, you get any stuff on you?
No, it didn't touch
Clever
me.
girl.
I am.
You have to lose a survival point first. But I like it. Go ahead, roll for it and give me a survival point check there, Coyote. What did you get? You get a red point. All right.
I'm checking to see if the rabbit's still next to the plant.
Okay. You're going to have to get close to it and move around it to do that. If that's what you'd like to do, give me an identify check.
my hand's still burning, but probably not as bad as hers. Yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit closer to it, move around it,
Okay.
trying not to touch the plant, but I'm looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbit. And you said identify?
Yes.
This can't go badly. It's okay.
7. That's a 7.
I don't even have to look up that. As you move in, you see the rabbit, but the rabbit appears to. It looks like it might have gotten some sap on it, the poor thing, and it's kind of shuddering a little bit. You could probably move it away from the plant if you tried. It seems to be up under it, and it seems to have some of this sap on it.
I am going to take a picture of it, and then I am going to try. Yeah, I'm going to try.
Okay. Well, you get your photograph of it pretty easily. As you reach in there to get it, let's do an escape check.
21.
Holy cow. You are able to pull this rabbit free. You almost get a little bit more sap on you, but you don't. But as you pull the rabbit free, you notice... That's odd. It's got like a vine attaching it to the base of the plant. And I need you to now roll either an escape or a protect check. I will give you that option.
Protect.
All right.
So 12.
Suddenly, the rabbit, its mouth opens, but not just a little bit. It opens quite largely, and it engulfs your hand.
I shoot it.
And you are going to lose a survival point.
I scream. I drop the rabbit. I scream.
I don't know if the rabbit drops you.
The rabbit,
panicking.
the rabbit is on your hand. If you want to attempt to get rid of it, you can do an escape check. Yes, Olivia.
Yeah, I got the knife in my hand.
I'm panicking at this point because the tension is it's really getting to me, and I'm starting to run back towards camp.
Okay. Coyote, what were you going to do?
I was going to shoot the rabbit.
You were going to shoot the
11
rabbit.
plus 5.
That has bit her hand. Oh,
That is
that's
hanging
awesome.
off of her hand, yes, no less.
That's a 16 for my escape.
That is a 16 for your escape. Okay.
And a 15 for his shot.
All right. Your shot hits the rabbit. And when it does, this reddish yellow blood spurts out of it. However, this seems to anger and agitate this rabbit as it grows slightly larger and begins to swallow your arm up past the elbow, Lorelei.
I've got the knife in my other hand, and I'm trying
All right.
to get...
First thing you're going to do is take another loss of a survival point
Fuck.
as it continues. And you feel like this massaging and burning on your hand as it works its way up. It's not like teeth biting into you. It's like you're being swallowed. And using your knife and attempting to get away again, give me another escape check.
Just cut your own hand off or arm off to get away from it.
That's a 12.
All right. You're able to make a cut down the side of this thing, and inside of it, you can see your hand, which is still adhered in this, but you can see your hand, and it looks like something has been burning, almost like the same type of burns on Felicity's body along your arm.
Wait, you said that there was a vine at the bottom of the
There's a
rabbit?
vine going from the rabbit to the base of the plant.
Do you point that out to everybody else?
I'm running. I'm trying to run backwards. Is the vine making itself taunt?
It's tight, yeah. As a matter of fact, it feels like you're being reeled in.
Can I spend a
The,
survival
the
point to have
rabbit, it's a lure. The rabbit's a lure.
What was that, Coyote?
Can I have a survival point to have a machete on me?
Absolutely. Give me a survival point, and you have your machete. Are you
Alright, he's
taking
gonna chop.
notes? Felicity's
He's gonna
taking notes.
He's
Coyote
gonna
the
chop the
hero.
vine. Cut the vine.
All right, give me an assault check.
And here's where he rolls like a 4 and
19.
Nice.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's good. You are able to slice this, and when you do, this plant beside you, this giant plant, shudders, splits open, and you see this kind of a maw, and you hear this noise that almost sounds like a shrill screech.
Back up, everyone.
That ain't right. He looks at it.
No, I'm backing up.
As I'm running, I'm like, kill it with fire. Kill it with fire.
Do we have? No, everyone back up. This is it.
So, Lorelei, you can give me an escape or a protect to try and get the remains of this rabbit lure, as you call it, off of your arm.
Escape, I think.
Okay.
When it
You
opens
hope?
its maw, is there anything else inside
That's
it?
a 19.
I'm afraid I rolled slightly better than that.
Oh
God
no.
damn it.
Oh no.
And the rabbit is no longer necessarily rabbit-shaped, as it begins to shoot out these tendrils that claw further up your arm and stick themselves into it, and that is going to cost you another survival point.
Okay.
I'm screaming so loud.
So you
but I'm
get
not
her to
gonna
the
bother you.
nurse.
Is she still attached to the plant?
No, it's separated. You get her on out of here. I
Okay.
want to take a look at this thing here. Etienne, go with them. Make sure they're safe.
God, I'm gonna try and grab Lorelei and like try and help her.
Okay?
Oh no, you can definitely grab her. I'm using one hand to try to pull the things
Okay.
off of me,
Come on.
and another.
This.
I'll stay
Is-
out here and keep an eye on this here plant by myself.
Okay, you asked when it opened up if you saw anything inside. It looks like some kind of you're a hunter. You've seen a lot of animals. It almost looks like the insides of some kind of an animal mouth. One of these, you've seen a few sea creatures. You've seen a starfish eat before. It reminds you a bit of that, in fact. Something that would turn its stomach inside out, digestive juices, and
Ooh.
basically dissolve and swallow.
You're just going to give Olivia a case of the vapors, aren't you?
I got the vapors.
We broke Tam.
I love it. Olivia, have you lost any survival points at this point? Are you?
No, I have not.
Well, I'm not.
I'm running.
I'm not going to be that generous yet. Then I will come back to you since you're running, though. That is awesome. Etienne, I think you've wanted to say something a couple of times and you got kind of held up. What's going on?
I'm pretty sure I forgot what I wanted to say because everything's going around right now.
Okay. That happens. So I recommend tying a string around your finger and going DM. All right.
Sticky notes.
Sticky notes help, yes. All right. So you are running back through the woods. You do have a flashlight, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know the way, however. So you're going to attempt to find your way back. I'm going to leave this open to you. It could be an escape. It could be an identify, whichever you want to use for finding your way back.
I will use escape.
Okay. Realize that this is a risky thing, that if you should fail, and I'm going to set your target at
rolled a
15. Okay. You make it back to camp.
Good.
And
I saw the fire in the distance.
Yep. You're good. Thurston, you were looking for the nurse. Where did you go first?
Well, the nurse's station, of course.
All right. You walk into the med room and she's not there.
See, even here, we can't get good help. We never can find good help. I wonder if she's in the mess hall eating like those peasants do. Let's go check the mess hall.
All right. You make your way into the mess hall and open the door, and it's not just the mess, it's not just the kitchen, this is also the radio room. And you notice the wires for a radio are usually supposed to be on the inside, but you can clearly see them.
We couldn't even hire a good radio man. He obviously didn't set this up right, and the wires are everywhere. Oh, jeez. I guess that Fox thingy, I don't know who to... I could check the lab. I mean, they better not be wasting my money in there. Obviously, they didn't hire good help. I don't even have a manservant here. Oh, I'll go check the lab. Yes, the lab.
Curse you in your good rolls. I'm going to get you into some bad rolls in a moment.
Of course you will. It's okay.
All right. You make your way into the lab, and it's dark. Apparently, nobody bothered to fire up the generators. Go ahead and give me an identify check, if you would.
22?
Dad, gum, he rolls good. This is the ST curse. You cannot harm another ST. It's an unwritten rule of the universe.
It'll happen.
Awesome roll. The room is dark, but you do notice a figure sitting in a chair on the other side of the room. Not moving.
I don't even have a light. Olivia made me leave my phone at home, said I wouldn't work this way. You there, you, wake up, quit sleeping and lounging about like some sort of wastrel. Come help me find the nurse.
There is no response.
Did you hear me? Do you even know who I am? I said wake up, wastrel. Get up, get up.
Are you...
Still no response?
Still no response. And you're probably a good 15 feet away at this point. So.
If I had my cane, I would thrash them.
As I come into the camp, I am screaming for Thurston.
All right. It'll be just a moment because
That's fine.
time-wise. So.
I'm going to walk over to him and like push their shoulder, like shove them out of the chair.
You push them on the shoulder. The chair turns slightly, and you are confronted with a hollow, empty front shell of a person. It's like something just took their ribs completely out.
Positively dreadful. Now the servants are leaving, like turning themselves inside out. They will do anything to slack off and do no work. Lord, oh. Do I see anything like...
You can give me an identify check. I am going to set the roll fairly high because it is a dark room and curse you, Thurston.
I'm fine with it.
This isn't a risky
13.
thing.
Oh, this is 13. I did great.
No, you actually don't make out much more than that. You need some light. As you're trying to inspect it, though, you do accidentally kind of stick your hand on the edge, and you get this kind of a goopy mess.
Okay, I'm wiping it off on their clothes, not mine.
Very good, very good.
Actually, does this individual have hair?
You'd have to put your hand up there and check because you really can't see.
I'm going to wipe this on your head, you wastrel.
So
try to wipe it off on their head.
Yes, has long shoulder length hair.
Do I get the gunk off on the hair?
It does come off fairly well. You probably still want to wash your hands. They'll still be a little bit sticky.
I just cleaned them. Back to the nurse's office, I guess.
As you make your way out of the tent and head back to the nurse's office, Olivia comes charging into camp, screaming at the top of her lungs.
Livy!
Thurston!
Calm down, Livy, calm down. No screaming.
Oh! The plants are trying to eat people!
Of course they are. They are just...
No.
They
no.
don't know their
It's
betters.
It's even like doing like vines into animals that are trying to eat people too. It's craziness. We can't be funding this.
Now I know what they spent all that money on. When we get home, we will cancel all their funding, and I will ruin them
Professor's
all.
on drugs.
I will ruin him too. I will get all of his papers pulled. I will find someone else to discredit him.
And
We'll
I'm
make a
holding the
whole
light.
thing of it.
Do I see the stuff on his hands?
Sure.
I'm using my hands as I talk. So
I'm sure you do.
What the hell is on your hands? Do I recognize it?
Give me an identify check.
Okay.
I have peasant goo. This character I'm playing is so not me, which is making it so
Wow,
fun.
I rolled
just
11.
love
I
it.
probably am too panicked to recognize.
You see something on his hands. To you, it probably looks like blood.
Go wash your hands. It might be that stuff.
Livy, darling, there's some peasant in the mess that's decided to lay about and do nothing by being dead.
I really wish I hadn't looked at chat, because Tobias gave the perfect response. It's creme de peasant.
Okay, survival point to Tobias.
Tobias, you get a survival point.
Survival point.
Yes. Well played, sir. Well played.
Well played.
Yes, I'm going to go wash this off my hands.
Go wash it. Go
But-
wash.
There's a dead one in there. They're
Well, I
playing
don't wanna
dead
see
to not
that.
work. Ugh. So I go wash my hands. I mean, I still haven't found the nurse. Oh yeah, Livy, darling, there's a fox, dog, mongrel mutt thing in the tent. It drank my scotch and then it sat on my loafers. My loafers. I shoot it away and it wouldn't go, so I kicked it once. And I know, Livy, darling, you said do not kick the animals. Now I was trying to find the nurse to have it looked at, but it's still in there. Don't, it's a mongrel little cur of an animal. It's okay.
There was a rabbit in the forest that ate the photographer's arm.
Well, then I guess she won't take bad photos of me, will she?
Ooh.
And I keep walking to the nurse's station to wash my hands.
I'm walking with him because I'm not going anywhere without him at this point. I'm so panicked.
I'm going to move back.
She's only got one arm now, so that means that's only what she's taking is bad photos.
So I'm going to start with Felicity. We're going to do kind of a constitution check here. I need you to do a protect roll, please.
Alrighty. Protect. And that'll be a 14.
As this continues, the pain begins to increase, and you begin to feel as though your skin is burning off. And in fact, you've got a really sharp pain in your side, right around your liver, and you're going to lose a survival point.
Okay. I should hurry. This is it's getting worse. I think maybe it's been absorbed through my skin or something. This is quite concerning. You should probably find. I think we might need to radio for help.
Okay, you go to the lab. Try to get that gunk off with some of the solutions there. I'll try to find a nurse.
So meanwhile, Lorelei, you still have these tentacles in your arm, and Coyote, you were helping Lorelei, so you've seen this rabbit shoot these tentacles into her arm. Lorelei, you can either do an escape or a protect check. I will leave that up to you.
We'll do escape.
Okay.
See if I can get away from it. 15 plus 5. That's 20.
Okay. You're able to scrape on this thing and pull them out. It leaves holes in your arm. I mean, you literally have where it poked in, there are holes, flesh ripped out. And as you pull this back, it takes a layer of skin with it. I mean, it's really got it. And you see Coyote as she is pulling this off her arm. Give me a good Estrid scream here. You're pulling this off your arm, taking skin with it. Come on. Give me an Estrid's given birth. Come on. There we go.
Without context.
If
I
you
gave
guys
the
haven't
context
watched,
to that one.
if you guys haven't watched Black Death, I would highly recommend watching the first
Look below.
episode.
Look below in the panels, the Twitch panels. There's now a link to the Black Death Chronicles
Black
on
Death,
YouTube.
because in
see
May
the
they are
best
going to be
episode.
coming
We
to
will be
our
over here.
channel.
With
Yay!
more screaming and poor Estrid.
All right.
She pulls it
Lots
off.
of
He's
it.
going to chop it with a machete and try
Okay.
to kill the rest.
She gets quite a bit of it. She doesn't get it all off, not with one roll that was decent. She may need some help. What would you like to do?
He's going to. Well, she's already flaying her own skin, so he'll finish the job.
You're just going to grab it and give it a good yank, like taking the fur off a rabbit? Literally?
Yep.
All right. We're going to treat this as you can do either it's an assault or a protect, because you're protecting her or you're assaulting this thing. I will give you either one.
It's the same.
All right.
He's assaulting it to protect her.
17.
Yes,
If this don't work, you might lose that arm.
Well, I'm going to give credit for the good work you did pulling this off, but I am going to say that as you pull on this thing and you end up having to put a foot on her side and yank on it. And when you do, as you look back, you realize it ends at the wrist now. And you are going to lose a survival point, Lorelei.
Okay, so what happens if my red points get to 0?
Let me know.
Okay, so I'm at 0.
Okay. Do you have any green points?
No.
Okay. If you fall below 0, then you are technically out of the story. So right now, you're still here, but life is really getting bad for you. You are feeling the impending woes of what horrible things could happen as you fall into the control of the storyteller if this continues on for much longer.
Hey, you're missing a hand there.
Mm-hmm.
As it's like bleeding.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Yeah.
You might want to stick it in the fire and seal that wound. Is there anything to roll for treating an injury?
We could do a protect roll on that. You don't happen to have a med kit on you, though, unless maybe you want to spend a survival point to get one.
I will carry her to the nurse's station.
All right.
Our nurse isn't a nurse tonight.
All right. So you're carrying
I will
her.
pick her up and carry her to the nurse's station.
All right. Felicity, you are in pain. Etienne, what are you doing? You've got a girl who just lost her arm. Coyote picked her up as carrying her. And Felicity, Felicity's dying of consumption.
Okay, Felicity is going to the lab.
Find a radio. We need emergency help here.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know whether it's like...
It's in the mess. He said it was in the mess. I'm running to the mess.
Yeah, you go that way. I'll go to the lab.
Sure.
Come meet me in the lab if you once you radio for help.
Okay, sure.
And we split up.
The professor is assisting you, Felicity, and going with you, going, it'll be fine, Felicity. Just calm down. Yes, the radio's in the mess hall. Go ahead and call. I don't think we need emergency help. I think everyone will be just fine.
Wait, she has no hand.
Well, she wasn't using it for much anyway.
We were set up.
You don't see that she has no hand. This is the definition of like. This is terrible. This is not what I expected from a field work to be like. Okay, solvents, get this stuff off me.
Right. So you make it back to the lab, and he's looking at it, going, I think if you just rest for a little while, Felicity, you'll feel better. And you rest. I'll try and find something to help get this off of you. I've got a few things. I have some Roundup. We'll try some Roundup and see if that'll get it off.
What? No.
Meanwhile, see the registered nurse's eyes get like lost.
And I'm
That's
still in
not
there. I
how
guess I'm in
cancer-
the nurse's station washing my
That's
hands,
not how
waiting
herbicides
for them to come
work.
in.
All right. Just, Felicity, just relax. I'm going to go get the lights turned on for the lab. Coyote, are you taking Lorelei straight to the nurse's room?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where the medicine's at.
You make it inside there, and there you find, I assume, Thurston washing his hands, Olivia with him. And you see as Coyote carries in Lorelei, who now has this messy
Bleeding
stump dripping with
Hey,
ooze.
Thurston, I'm gonna need your tie.
The nurse isn't here.
I'm gonna need your tie. We need to get a tourniquet going.
Coyote, this tie cost more than your entire equipment.
The woman needs a tourniquet, Thurston. Give him the tie.
I don't
will
upset
give
your
her my
kids now.
belt. I actually pull off my belt and give her my belt instead. I'm not
Well,
giving
that'll
up my
work.
tie. Are you crazy? This is
It's 1 foot on
this is Armenian
on her and just
silk.
cranks down that tourniquet right about that bicep.
Just as a PSA, belts make terrible tourniquets.
I
Don't
know.
ever try to use a belt as a tourniquet.
Oh, I know. The Army told us to never do that.
Yes. I just didn't want anybody watching going, hey, I can use a belt as a tourniquet.
Livy, darling. See, I told you, one peasant is dead because they don't want to work, and this one gave up her hand.
I'm assuming
She
he'll
won't
be
have to work
back in
either.
just a moment.
It
Sorry for the
appears
video
that
hiccup.
The guy lost his phone.
I'm going to give him a moment to come back
Wait a minute.
in, and we'll cover from there.
Technical difficulties.
But I'm going to keep going even with the messed up screen because we're on a roll here.
Yeah, he cranks on that belt, gets a twisting on it.
Give me a protect roll.
He
Sure.
screams louder.
I can't hear you if you're speaking, Olivia. So.
No, I was just
That's a
talking.
21 to protect.
All right. Amazingly, you are able to get this belt on and stop the bleeding that wasn't occurring. So that is awesome.
He said it was pussy and bleeding. So
That
that's what I was going for.
oozing, yes. So, yep. So you're able to at least do that, and you get, while it hurts, you get a little bit of relief from the stinging pain that you were feeling in your arm, Lorelei. Felicity, the professor goes out. You hear a couple of pulls on a crank, and a moment later, you hear a motor start, and the lights come up.
Creme de la peasant.
In the chair across from you, you see what must have at one point been Nurse Jackie. But what you see now reminds you a bit of the plant with the openness of it. But the odd thing about it is the deformation of her face. It's like somebody took her mouth and teeth and just stretched them to the side. In this anguished look.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Tam, check chat real quick.
Yes.
Which chat?
Hello.
Zoom chat.
Zoom chat.
Oh no. Okay,
Okay.
I will have to do a
Okay.
camera thing here. Give me just a moment.
I'll just
Go ahead.
stare in horror for a moment and appreciate this.
Let's do
Whilst we set
this
the cameras.
while I will fix the
minutes?
cameras. I'm going to put us on the horrible starting soon pause screen. Why don't we take a 5-minute break while I get the cameras fixed? Is that okay
5
with
minutes,
everybody?
guys. We'll be right
5
back.
minutes, we'll be right back.
Yeah, poor
right.
Lord
Etienne.
Mortis's phone broke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Etienne,
So-
yeah, his phone is
Yeah.
blew up.
That's a shame, but it happens. So, all right, we'll
It
be back in
happens.
5. Welcome back to the deep forest. Sorry about that. We're good now. Camera problems happen. That's half of the fun of streaming. So, Felicity, when we left you, the lights had just come on and you had seen this aberration.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Is it moving?
No, it is not.
Okay. Is the professor? The professor's not with me anymore. It's just me.
He went outside to turn on the generator, which you've heard the generator start up. It's just you at the moment. And the bod.
Okay. Trying to keep my eyes on this thing. I like trying to shuffle around to where there might be any solvents kept. Just kind of. Did it move? No. Kind of move. Wait. No. Oh, God.
How important
Okay.
is it to you to find one of these things, Felicity? There's a lot of stuff to search through in here. You can search. You can do identify roles and try to find it, or I can make it very simple on you. Just one little survival point is all I ask.
Oh, I'm gonna try. No, I'm gonna take the role here. I don't have the points to spare. I'm trying to search around. That's 21 to try and find something to try and help me get this stuff off me.
You find both hydrogen peroxide and high-grade, high-proof alcohol. Matter of fact, there's a bottle of scotch sitting there. No, I'm not going to get into the bottle of scotch.
Father Robert is very disappointed right now.
Okay. Okay. 90% ethanol.
Right.
Usually solves most things.
Okay. And it does start removing it. Unfortunately, as it comes away, so do layers of your skin.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you'll want to crawl out of your skin.
So, grip my teeth and try and oh, fuck. I'm never going field work again. You know, barium work, classifying samples is fine. There's loads of them to do.
As you continue to do this, you end up taking the bandage loose from where you had been stung earlier. And I'm going to gift you a green survival point.
Okay. I don't like that. I don't feel that's a good.
Green's a good color. It's the color of plants.
Oh shoot.
The plans have turned against me. I don't. Okay. Back at the thing in the chair. Is it still there?
Oh yes, it is still there. It has not moved.
Okay.
It's still staring at you like this.
I told you the peasant wasn't working.
Professor?
There is no response.
Coyote? Olivia? Anyone? Etienne? Anyone out there? Hello?
There's no response. They're all too far away because they're in the med tent. Let me bring that back up on the screen here.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Hi. Okay.
Matter of fact, pretty much everybody is in that med tent at the moment.
I was going to the mess.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Take my bottle of alcohol and head out, see if I can find the others.
Okay.
I'm getting a bit concerned out here.
So you step outside and there's nobody to be seen anywhere around, and I'm going to put you on hold for just a moment. As we return to the med center, where a belt has been applied to Lorelei's arm. Whomever.
Well, we can either Stop the infection where it's at. Chopping it off, we can try them antibody thingies.
Livy, dear,
I
she
have to
signed the
ask.
waiver, right? We're not indomitable for this, are we?
Yes, darling. They all signed the waiver.
I have to ask out of character. Have I fainted yet from the
No,
pain?
no, it's not that type of thing. On a 0, you pass out. So no, not unless you want
Okay.
to. That's an RP thing for you.
No, I think she would have fainted by now,
Okay,
depending on how much time has passed
all
and
right.
how much blood she lost.
Okay.
She loses
Liv,
an arm
what do
and
you-
she
what-
goes to sleep.
Liv, should we take the arm or should we give her some drugs? I know, and where I come from, we just put some meth on it. It's fine.
Yeah, but you gotta break the crystals up into a fine powder because otherwise.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it
I'm sure
hurts
they
little
got a
bit.
mortar and pestle here somewhere.
Yeah.
Can you honestly do either?
Well, I got a shetty.
Don't you think that would infect it worse?
I mean-
Especially after you cut on the plant?
50-50.
Yeah, no. I think we need to do antibiotics.
All right. Let me look around here, see what I can find. Y'all look over on that side.
First, I want to take a look at Thurston's hands just because he's been washing them.
I'm probably still washing him just because dirty peasants.
Whatever it was came off. They look to be okay.
Okay.
Lorelai,
My fingernails are clear, dear.
we now
good.
get to add the next rule that's kind of a twist in this story. When you reach 0 survival points, you can only gain green survival points. Lorelai, from your rest and the care that you're given, you actually gain a survival point back.
Okay.
We'll see
Awesome.
what she rolls.
Wait,
She
do
only
I
gets
roll?
green.
Oh
No,
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 it's
we
a
get a
green. You get a green.
Oh, that's right.
Period.
Yeah, only a
Yeah,
green
You are
now.
getting a green. Period.
Ruh-roh.
All right.
Or plant person.
Right. No, still knocked out though. Still knocked out.
There was we did some guessing during the break of if anybody could determine what movie this is based on, and I will say one person nailed it. So
And I stepped away for bio break, so I have no idea. Okay.
Well,
So I'm
she's
looking
still
for.
sleeping.
Yeah. So we already gotten her the antibiotics, or do I need to do a identify for those?
go ahead and you can search around in this room, do an identify, and let's see what you find. I'm going to put you on hold for a moment and go to Etienne, who has entered the mess hall. Etienne, you enter the mess hall and you see the radio, and it looks like somebody took a large hammer, an axe, a big rock, something to it, and just beat the stuffings out of it.
Fuck. I'll go closer and try to discern whether at least the connections are still in place where the way they belong to. Trying to remember whatever I learned in physics in the university, and hope for the best.
You may know a little bit about electronics and stuff. This is an older type of radio system, but it's not exactly your forte of knowledge. So,
No.
as you go to investigate, give me an identify check.
Stuff. It's a 9.
Wow.
As the electricity surges through your body, you begin to wonder about your life choices and realize why you decided to stick with dirt instead of electronics, and that is going to cost you a survival point.
Sure.
In fact, because it is electrical damage, it is going to cost you 2.
Okay. That hurt.
Ouch.
And
Physics is
we
not
would be at a higher tension level, but I'm going to leave us at 8, and I spent a tension level to inflict more damage upon you. Because I need to make this burn a little bit more. It makes me feel
Of course
good.
you do.
All right.
Okay.
Phil-
I'll be going. I'll say okay. It's not, I can't do anything at that. That hurt me like hell. I'll go back and try to find the others and try to tell them that we're stuck here without without being able to call back the helicopter.
All right. Felicity, you see Etienne come walking out of the mess tent, looking shocked.
Yeah.
Hair smoking a little bit, you know.
Why is your hair on it? What the? Call for help! What did you do?
The radio is broken. Someone smashed it. I tried to repair it, and I just got. I'm bad with electricity. I barely made it through physics, and
Look, let's not talk about physics classes. The electricity is dangerous. Let's just leave it at that. Things happen. Don't stick pens in things. Look, have you seen the professor? He was acting really
I haven't seen
odd,
him.
and also I think the nurse is dead. Well, very dead, very very dead. And where are the others? Because also I managed to get it off my arm, mostly, but also less arm.
Let's just go. Let's just try to.
I think I might have breathed in a few many ethanol fumes here. It's.
This is not anything nearly close to what we learned about. I'm totally out of my depth here.
I don't we've not been kidnapped. Look on the bright side.
Sure. And now what?
What?
We're stuck in a camp with dead persons. Your arm looks like it's been minced meat. What are we doing?
We're finding the others, and we need to find a way out. Maybe we can get back up the cliff. Something we need to get out of here. Like when I say dead, like you should have seen her face. Like something has happened here. Like that plant. This is not okay. And
okay, so let's just leave. Let's just we came from that direction into the camp. Let's just make it straightforward. I mean, the farther we are away from that weird plant, the weird stuff in the soil, the weird whatever the fuck's going wrong here, the farther we are away, the safer we are. I mean, the rest is just normal jungle, right?
You think you can get us out of here?
No, I'm just saying, let's just hold it and try to hope for the best.
Right. If you think you've got a way out, I mean,
I don't. I really don't.
Like, I put my fate in your here. Like, all right.
Okay. Let's just try. I mean,
all right.
I just whacked myself with the electricity so hard I'm getting scars.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And
let's just leave.
I said, yeah, I'm putting my fate in Etienne's hands here.
All right. So the two of you are going to take off back towards the landing spot, basically?
Yeah.
To the direction we came, and we just walk and hope for the best.
All right. Very good. Yeah. Back inside the nurse's tent, Lorelei, you wake up, and while your arm is very damaged, the pain has subsided. You're feeling better. You're still a little woozy.
Oh, that's the morphine, darling.
Oh.
Yeah, that stuff will mess you up right quick. There's an epidemic in America.
I hope you're not allergic.
I look at my arm. Does looking at my stump of a hand faze me right now?
If you would like to kind of see how it makes you feel. I'm fine with that. Give me an identify check.
Depend on how much morphine they gave her.
Gave her, yeah, exactly.
16.
You see it. You recognize what has happened to you. You realize it was kind of what you had to do. Although, you might have been able to get it off without losing your hand. It was kind of Coyote that did that.
I'm going to glare at Coyote. But I'm going to take one of my cameras that's around my neck. And I'm going to snap a picture of my arm.
My dear, you signed the waiver. We are not responsible for your lost arm.
Turn around and I'm going to snap a picture of him.
He suddenly goes into a pose. Oh, I love it.
Well, she's alive. Better than she could have been.
And then I take a picture of Coyote.
All right. All right.
Now that the pictures are done,
I mean,
And then I take one of Olivia.
the radio is broken. The wires were all yanked out. One of you peasants did it, I'm sure. And there's a
we
dead
were down by the
nurse.
pond over there. We're down by the pond in the creek. So,
But there's also a dead nurse in the lab. She got like peasant goo on me, and I had to wash it off. But she's dead in there. Oh, and the fox thingy that's in my tent drank Olivia's share of the bourbon or the scotch. That was her part of the scotch she drank.
That mongrel drank my scotch.
Livy, it was horrible. I'm surprised. I mean, it hasn't come running out of the tent yet.
I'm going to get up.
Okay.
I'm going to get up
And
and
she
I'm going to go.
stand?
Yeah, can I stand?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to
She seems a little dazed, Olivia, but she can
Yeah,
stand.
just a little. Yeah.
I'm going to walk out and I'm going to try to get over to his tent to see that fox.
As you walk out the front and you
I'm
open
following her.
and you open the flap of the
I'm following
tent,
Thurston.
you are immediately struck with the smell of burning wood and canvas, probably a little bit of plastic. As you see that the mess hall has gone up in flames, along with tent number 1. And the flames are blowing around, making their way towards the lab.
Do you know what my
Okay.
suits that I had in there cost?
We can replace those, darling.
I'm going to tent number
the
5
scotch
and I'm going
was
to
in there.
grab what's left of my photography gear.
Here.
Okay.
Purse,
tent number. I'm gonna walk
those
over to tent number
shoes.
4 and get my hat.
Get your spare hat. All right. While you were
This
doing
is
this,
important.
while the place is burning, Etienne and Felicity, you make your way back to the landing zone.
What's
Yes,
the
so-
plan here, Etienne?
How'd they get up the rope?
So climb up, I guess.
Okay. How do you plan to climb up?
Uh, there's probably like plant life that we could use as makeshift ropes or something. I'll try to.
I mean, we could look for some rattans or something, but honestly, I'm not sure. And this is me saying this. I'm not sure I want to touch the plants here anymore.
Yeah. Okay. How high is that? That's too high. Okay. Crap.
This up there, I think maybe.
Sure.
Can I? Sure.
Well,
Watch.
let's just normal climbing.
Okay. You seem to have a plan here.
Since the two of you have done something tropish, and that is gone off your own and tried to find a way to escape, both of you can roll for a survival point.
How dare you leave Thurston by himself?
Right. Can we see the ropes still anymore? Are they in reach?
So both of you take a green survival point.
Shoot.
Okay.
I mean, it's good. Green is good. I'm
Okay.
going with that.
So what is your plan to get out of here at this point? By the way, one of the things you do notice is the third rope that you guys used to come down, it's gone.
Oh, the professor took off.
Why couldn't he have just left it hanging? I mean,
Because it was the good rope.
okay.
Good
no,
rope,
It
right?
was the
The others are too short.
It was,
That's
it
not
was,
a
it
rope.
was the 3-pack, and that was the good one.
That wasn't a rope. Dun dun dun.
Wait. So are there any of the other ropes hanging down low enough that you could like get to them, or climb up a tree and get to them, or otherwise do something stupid to try and get to them?
If you would like to try and climb your way out, you're welcome to give that a shot. I will let you know they're fairly sheer walls, and you are not rock climbers.
What do you think? Do we wait for the? No, we need to get out of here. There's no point waiting for the Americans. Like,
The Americans.
like sometimes.
Uh-oh, we lost you again.
Etienne?
I guess you're on your own. What would
Now
you-
we know what happened.
There you go. Oh, Etienne?
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Felicity, you've kind of grown rather fond of this place. You actually kind of like it, and you know what? You feel that the other people who joined you here, they should have the opportunity to love this place as much as you do.
It's okay. So I'm going to creep away from Etienne. Leave him by the ropes. Like, creep back away from Etienne. Okay. Maybe we can work with this. Calm. Take a breath. After all, think of the paper. Think of the citations. Think of the citations. Think of the paper. This is going to be good. This is going to be fine. This is going to be great. I'll go back and find the others.
All right.
I need those photographs.
He may come back. I'm going to go ahead and open up a camera.
Yep.
I wish I'd left it open before, but see if I can at least get us back in
Solve
focus.
technical difficulties.
Yes.
Yes.
One moment, please.
Just a moment.
Even the camera is a peasant today. I swear.
You know, when we do this, we usually use duct tape and bale wire.
Hey, it even came in back in the right place. You gotta love that.
How about that? Yay.
That's a miracle in
The
and of
magic
it.
of technology
All my good rolls just happened in that.
and that.
I wasted them all. All right. So back at camp, Lorelei, you're growing rather fond of this place as well. As a matter of fact, you think everyone should get to know this place as well as you do. In fact, you know the best way to introduce it to them to it is probably to consume them. But you know, to do that, you have to get them alone somewhere. You know, in a crowd, there'd be a problem, but alone, probably not so much. Players, back to you.
Howdy, can you lead Thurston and I back to the landing?
Well, I'm sure I could. I mean,
We
Just
need to get out of here. This
right.
place is on fire.
how much is it worth to you?
Oh, darling, I will write you a blank check if it'll get us out of here fast.
Oh, that sounds like a plan then.
And if you get me out quick enough, I won't ruin your entire existence and your family's careers.
No, you will give him lots of money.
Fine. Is 50,000 enough?
Add a zero.
We can do
Half
that.
a million?
We can do that.
I suppose
Let's
that just
go.
means one less charity ball this year.
Oh, it's
Oh.
fine. I'll donate the
okay.
dress I bought.
Well, then we just go that way.
Okay, let's go.
My dear, weren't your purses insured anyway?
Yes,
Oh,
everything.
we make money anyway with them burning up. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I mean,
Because I can't be in this camp when it's on fire.
So,
We might need her because she had the pictures of everything, and that's going to help your lawsuit with the insurance company.
so Etienne,
I need some help in my tent.
when you mysteriously vanished, Etienne, Felicity decided that it was in her best interest to go back towards camp. But Felicity, he's there. If you want to change what you were doing since he's returned, I will give you that option.
You know what? I think we don't need to leave Etienne. There's another thing. There's another way. This place is it's not so bad, right? Think how amazing what we've seen is, and
Sure, but
I'm gonna reach out for Etienne.
Okay.
okay.
And what are you going to do?
Do I still have any more of this sap? Okay. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna try and attack him. I'm gonna try and just grab him and knock him sideways into a nearby tree.
Okay.
Okay.
You will roll a protect, Etienne. And Felicity, I sent you a note on what your modifier is.
Yep.
So if you want to add it,
Cam, your mic's cutting and skipping.
Still? Is it doing it badly?
I don't know. Tobias pointed it out, and I listened to it. Try talking.
Give me just
Yeah,
a second.
you're cutting out pretty bad.
Hold on just a second. Is that any better? Has that resolved the problem? We'll have to wait probably 15 seconds. Okay.
Yep, that fixed it.
Okay. Sorry about that, folks.
Thank you, Tobias.
I overloaded it.
Theme for me.
All right. You take Etienne and smack him into the tree, very hardly, in fact, and he's going to lose a survival point because of that. And you are going to gain 1 green survival point.
Do I lose red or green first?
You lose red first. Always red.
Okay. Good. Ow, what are you doing? Why?
Stay still.
What was that
Stay
for?
still. It's fine. Do I still have that thing in the jar on me?
If you'd like to, sure. I don't know that you put it down anywhere.
What are you? Why?
Stay still. Stay still. Stay still. And I'd like to undo the jar with the stinger stick insect.
You undo the jar, and it walks out. It
It
walks out into your hand, as though it were standing on a leaf.
And first, get crouched down, beside, See, it's friendly. It's friendly. Look at it. It's tame. It's.
Okay, sure.
Look at it.
Sure. I
Look at
believe
it.
you.
Just-
I believe you.
just
Please,
get-
please
get a
don't
bit-
put it so close to me that it can sting me because
Get
it
a
might like
bit
you.
closer.
Sure.
Come
It
on,
might like me. It doesn't like
see.
me.
Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah, sure. I'll look at it.
See?
Roll me a protect. Felicity, roll me an assault. Same modifier, yes.
Okay, same modifier.
He's able, as you try and get this
Look.
close to him, he is able to get up and smack it, and he knocks it out of your hand and off into the woods.
What did you do that for? That was an important sample. That was in.
You remember what that did to your hand, right?
My hand's fine. Look at my hand. It's fine. It's fine.
And
now.
actually, her hand
Look
looks
at your hand.
her
It's
hand
not
looks
fine.
a little bruised, maybe a little bit of a rash, but it looks pretty good.
See, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Let me look. Let me look at
Oh,
your
yes,
hand.
yes,
That's not normal. I saw it how it looked like. It's not. Didn't look like that. I'm gonna check her hand. Let me look that. Let me look at that.
Okay. Give me an identify. Felicity, what would you like to do in response to him now having hold of your hand?
Oh, he's got hold of my hand. Get it? What is my aim here?
It's either you want to allow him to do it or you want to resist him doing it. I'll put it that way.
You know what? I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna let him look. Look.
Okay.
See, it's fine. It's fine.
Sure, but why? You saw like you looked like you had stuck your hand into some gearworks or something, and now it's just fine. What?
Never underestimate the healing properties of
doing
good
that
weed.
Sure.
Plant sap has
Where's the
amazing
weed? I need one.
Plant sap can have healing properties. My colleague Tom, he's got a whole thing about. And she starts
Yeah, sure,
babbling science at him.
but not that fast.
This discovery, it can go down in the books. This
I'm going to put you on hold for just a moment.
Sure.
Lorelai, you had said something in the last scene about your tent. So if you
Yes, I need some help in my tent.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back, Mr. and Mrs. Kennedy. I need to go help her with her gear so we can get everything out of here. You're going to need the photographic evidence for your insurance claim, I'm sure.
Okay.
That's fine. That's fine.
He'll enter her tent.
And when they walk off, live, darling.
Yes.
Should we leave?
Yes.
Let's go.
Because I don't think he wants our money.
No, let's go to the landing site. You can climb the rock. We'll go up the landing site
Okay.
without them.
All right. The fire spreads to the lab
tents
building, by the way. Go ahead, Lorelai.
Okay, so the inside of the 3, 4, and 5 tents are dark, correct?
Yes.
All right. So I am going to press myself into a corner of the tent near the entrance before Coyote walks in.
That note wasn't to you, Lorelai. I'm sorry, I sent it to the wrong person. But feel free to take that as advice anyway. Okay.
Coyote was going to come in, yes?
Mhm.
Right?
Hey, what you need there, one hand?
I can't get all of my cameras back onto my person.
I'll carry him. It's all right. Feel bad about your hand.
Thank you. They're in here on my cot.
All right, hold on. Let me turn on my torch. Turns on his light and walks in.
And I'm gonna take my biggest camera and smack him in the head with it.
All right, give me an
At
assault.
least he didn't call you Stumpy.
Give me an attack using your new modifier. Coyote, give me a protect.
That's a 16?
And he got a 14. So you smack him upside the head with this thing. Coyote, you take a really bad head injury. You were going to lose a survival point. Where are you at on survival points at this moment?
3 red and 1 green.
Okay. So that's before you subtracted or after you subtracted?
That's after I subtracted.
Okay. Cool.
Coyote's fine.
I'm gonna do it again.
Do I hear anything? Because we're going by the
Actually,
tent.
he's gonna shoot her.
We'll hear that.
Okay. The way initiative works in this game is it is literally whoever yells out first. But because we hadn't really done that and this is the middle of a combat, both of you roll me a d10. Olivia, Thurston, you guys were getting ready to head out, which would mean you would probably pass by tent number 5. So give me an identify check, both of you.
Wait, so we all went from the hospital tent to they went to tent 4 and I went to tent 5, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We were going, actually, our ship was in tent 1, so we were just going to the exit point.
Yeah, their tent.
As soon as Coyote wandered off,
their tent is now
Our
toast.
tent's on fire.
So they
we lost our shit.
The path out would be walking this direction. So that's why they would pass by
Okay.
tent 5.
Yeah, and I got a 12 on identify.
Okay.
A big
And
12.
so did I.
Wow, double 12s. That's awesome. No, actually, amazingly,
So we're just oblivious.
you're oblivious to this. So, you know. You aren't oblivious,
Peasants, I don't
however, to
care
the
about
fact
peasants.
through the fact that there's a loud whoosh sound as the lab goes up in flames. All right, how'd you guys do on your D10s?
Thurston, we have to get out of here.
I rolled a 10.
I rolled a 7.
And you rolled a 10. Okay, Coyote, you've got the initiative. What's going on? You're going to shoot her?
I'm a shooter.
All right. Lorelei, you get to issue a protect. Your modifier for that is... I'll post it in chat to you.
Thank you.
Roll good.
Yeah.
Rolled 20.
Oh,
I
wow.
rolled a
Not good enough.
22.
All right. You know what? I'm going to do this the easy way and use my magic. Where did you hit her die?
Say, flashback of the me and Zim fight right here.
Exactly. So you fire this gun. You shoot her in the left hand. And when you
Isn't that
do...
the hand that's missing?
I don't know which one it was. I didn't care. Your hand... the
I hit her in
hand...
the stump.
The cool thing is the hand blows apart. And then you see as it shoots out these little tentacles, and the pieces that fall onto the floor sprout legs, and there's about 6 little pieces of it, and her hand becomes this set of tentacles. And give me a protect, please.
20.
The little ones come running towards you, and you are able to stomp on them.
And then he gonna run through the
I'm
tent.
gonna hit him
Door or
as
not.
he's trying. I'm gonna hit him.
I'm not
with
going through the door. I'm going
camera
through the
again.
side.
All right.
I'm hitting. Well, you're going through the side of the tent, so you're not going to tent over. Are
I
you
Give-
going over the cot or no?
don't care. Whatever's between me and it, don't care.
Okay. Give me an escape
The
roll.
opposite way from you.
Lorelei, give me a pursue roll.
21.
Now he's getting all the good rolls.
See, Don stole my dice. He stole my
16.
dice.
I'm sorry, that
I
was
believe it's 16.
right. He gets up to that, cuts down the line of the tent, and starts hauling it, and you are able to chase after him, but he is moving quickly away from you and catching up with the Kennedys. Coyote, keeping up with the Kennedys. We got a new show here. As you are running down down the way, you see the Kennedys kind of leisurely meandering away from you.
See,
will,
darling, I told you. Peasants shooting peasants. That's why they stay peasants.
Okay, this is gonna make my move real great. He gonna grab Liv's hand, trip Thurston, and run.
Go on. Okay, first
I'm
off,
gonna use my Tai Chi to keep my balance.
all right. Okay, if you're going to attempt to trip him, that is going to be an assault against his protect.
I'm going to use Tai Chi to keep my balance.
Okay, you can use your Tai Chi modifier.
15.
20.
So you don't fall down.
You do not fall down.
We ain't got to outrun her. We got to outrun him.
Now, Thurston, when he does this, are you intending to inflict harm with him or just maintain your balance?
No, my first instinct is to maintain my balance.
Okay.
Olivia is the one who inflicts harm on people for me. She's more than a trophy wife, you're about to find out.
You're muted.
Can't hear you.
You're muted.
Sorry, you attacked my husband.
I was trying to.
I'm gonna kickbox him.
All right, use kickboxing. Coyote, use a defense. You don't even have to be turned in this game. You're still going to fight each other. I love it.
Oh shit!
She rolled high.
Holy cow! You knocked the survival point out of him.
I make sure he doesn't have children.
You literally knocked the survival point right out of him. So that's a red survival point gone.
Yep.
Don't ever hurt my husband.
I didn't.
I'm just pointing out, I have the hot kickboxing wife that everyone talks about on the internet. Thurston married her.
All right.
Y'all might want to get it.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm going to ask Lorelai one question and then move back to Felicity and Etienne for a moment. Lorelai, what are you doing at this moment?
I'm following.
Okay, so you're pursuing. Okay.
I'm following. I'm pursuing. I'm following.
Are you running
I'm waiting
or
to see
walking
what's
leisurely?
Good question. Even says I'm leisurely. I'm leisurely.
Oh, by the way,
that just gives me that horror movie vibe of that stroll out of the tent with the tentacle hand
dragon.
just gonna stroll over to murder you.
I am seeing scenes from The Faculty here. All right. As you
skipping out the tent door.
As you walk away, Lorelai, one of the things that was stored inside the lab, Coyote might have noticed this had he not hurriedly rushed away. There were some explosives in there. And as you make your way out of the tent, there is a loud explosion from all of you from the area of the encampment. And you see as a fireball rises up into the air. And as as pieces come down, trees, things start catching on fire. The woods are now on fire around you. And Felicity and Etienne, what's going on back at your place?
Okay, Felicity, that's brilliant. I mean, look at your hand. I mean, just imagine.
I'm going to stab him with my pencil.
You could stab him with your pencil. Are you going for the eye by any chance? I just want to know.
Yes, I am going directly for the eye with my pencil whilst he's distracted with this hand.
Go for the eyes, boo!
I was trying to hug her.
That will be an assault for Felicity. Etienne, you can do a protect or escape. Your choice.
I do protect, probably.
Okay.
That's not enough, isn't it? Is it?
You got a 19. No, she got a 21.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid you now have a pencil. Which eye, left or right?
Left.
All right. You now have a pencil for a left eye. The pain is excruciating, and that is going to cost you a survival point.
Okay, I'm at 0 and 1 green.
Ruh-roh.
It's okay. The forest will make it all better. Everything will be fine. We'll find nice plants and... What's that?
You hear the boom.
Something explodes.
The woods are on fire, which makes you all very upset. It must...
Oh.
You know, it was probably that Thurston and Olivia, maybe even Coyote. Coyote had a gun. He might have had something to do with that. Etienne, you are beginning to feel more at peace with who you are. And who you are is some kind of an alien plant hybrid creature, just like your good friend Felicity and Lorelai. And now I get to sit back and you guys get to tell me what's happening. As you, Lorelai, you're behind them. Felicity and Etienne, you look up and you see Thurston, Olivia, and Coyote making their way with haste straight towards you.
The forest's on fire. We need to stop it.
Okay.
On out of here.
No, we're going to let the forest burn. to the
Just
ground.
Do I see Etienne and Felicity ahead of them?
You're a little bit behind them,
Yet-
so I'm going
My
to
God,
give
man.
them a cycle first.
My God, man, you've lost an eye. What? My God, man, why have you got a pencil in your eye?
You can't.
We
let
gotta go.
the
We gotta
forest
go.
Burn. The forest is important.
Oh, you're gonna come at me with a pencil?
Livy, dear, kick her ass.
No,
Hey, I'm
not
gonna-
a pencil. I have my secateurs.
Miss Olivia, please. Let's talk.
Livy, dear,
talk
kick her
first.
ass.
All right. I'm good.
19 at kickboxing. I'm gonna kick her right out.
All right. I'm going to go around. Felicity had started an action, so Felicity, what are you going to do? What is your action?
Before I was going to get kicked, I was going for Thurston with my the sample secateurs that
Okay.
I had previously been using.
Thurston's isn't a fighter. I'm evading, just so you know.
Okay.
When it comes my
Give-
turn, I'm just evading.
Give me Felicity, give me an assault. Thurston, give me an escape, and I'll get to you in just a moment, Olivia, because you're going to get to do something depending
No
on how
problem.
this turns out.
Yeah, they're still covered in sap from the plant, by the way, as well.
Okay.
Oh,
So
damn.
so you rolled your escape was a 17. Tis, that was a new roll for you, was a 21. You peg Thurston.
21, yes.
Yes, you peg Thurston. Thurston, that is going to cost you a survival point.
For the chest
I'm now
this
at
time.
3 red, 1 green. That's my current total.
All right. Olivia, you see
Oh,
as Felicity
Libby's
comes
pissed.
up and takes a hunk out of Thurston. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna spend a survival point to increase my roll.
Okay. Awesome.
If are you okay with that?
I am perfectly okay with that.
Yeah.
And
So I will spend one red.
you're assaulting Felicity? Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your protect, your modifier is now a 3 for
I
your protect,
originally
Felicity. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I rolled a 19. I want to
7.
knock her out.
You hit her. Actually,
I roundhouse kick her right to the temple.
you actually hit her more than double. So, Felicity, that's going to take your last red, and it's also going to take a green from you, because that's double on that roll there. So that's pretty good.
Bitch, get off my man.
Etienne, you had started
I'm
saying
gonna keep
something.
running straight to the rope.
Okay, Etienne.
Well, I was going to.
Yeah, go ahead. What would you like to do?
I was going to try to. I was trying to calm Olivia down. She just kicked the hell out of Felicity, and I'm just going to try to hug her to calm her down. Stop! We need to work together.
You feel
We're
this.
not going to get out of here alone.
You feel this real desire
Try hug her and
to
get her to feel that same.
You feel this real desire to just wrap your arms around her and squeeze. Your modifier is now an 8.
Yeah.
Olivia, please roll a protect. Etienne, please roll an assault. And that'll be 8 your modifier.
Okay, so 2D.
2d10 plus 8. If you'd like to do that in roll 20, you can just put /r space 2d10 plus 8.
27.
All right. Olivia, you rolled an 11. Is that right?
Yeah.
You get a grip on her, and you doubled her roll. So, Olivia, that's going to be 2 survival points from you.
Okay.
I'm gonna ignore all that and just run to the rope and start climbing.
Okay, there's no rope. The rope is gone.
You're muted.
There were 3 ropes.
I'd like to
Took
spend
one.
Hang on. Go ahead. Finish yours.
I thought there were 3 ropes and one's gone.
No, 2 of the ropes broke. There was 1 rope left. That rope is
Okay.
gone.
Then he's scaling the wall.
I'd like
All right.
to spend a survival point so I can pull out my my credit card pistol, my 2-shot 22 caliber pistol that looks like that's hidden in my wallet.
All right. Burn a survival point. Etienne,
Okay.
when you hug Olivia and do this, she loses 2 survival points. You gain 1 green survival point. Thurston, you are definitely able to pull out this. It's going to take you a moment to ready it, however, because, it's not fully prepped.
That's fine, because I got to pull it out of the wallet.
And Lorelei, as you approach, something in the air tells you that you have really good friends in Felicity and Etienne. They're not your concern. You see Coyote run off and run up to the wall, and he's going to attempt scaling it. Etienne's giving Olivia a really big hug. Well, and Felicity just took a chunk out of Thurston. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm going to walk up to Etienne and I'm going to look at him. I'm going to smile and I'm going to sock Olivia in the face with my tentacle hand.
All right. Give me an assault.
Wait, we got to stream that to a different channel. When the tentacle hit, we get the wrong channel. It's not Twitch.
We've just now become a hentai show. Yes, Lorelei, if you would give me an assault with your new modifier. Olivia, you can give me an escape, but I'm going to put a modifier on that because you are being held by Etienne. So I'm going to take -2 off your roll. Okay, where's Lorelei?
I rolled a 25.
25. Okay, well, that does exceed Olivia's. Olivia, you catch a tentacle in the face. I didn't just say that. That's going to cost you a survival point.
This is the fisherman's wife too, right? A re-tentacling.
Oh, Lord. Coyote, you have made it to the wall. You are attempting to scale this thing. It is not an easy wall to climb. You are not skilled at this. This is going to require an escape roll from you. And I'm going to set it...
my turn. I plan to shoot Coyote.
Okay. I'm going to set this at a complex task, which is going to set your roll at 18, your target.
I'm shooting Coyote because he's leaving me behind.
You already rolled. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't even notice you'd already rolled. So you're trying to make it up this wall. And the wall's chunks are coming off in your hands. You're not making any kind of progress on this. Thurston?
I'm shooting Coyote for leaving me here. I offered him money, and he did not respect my wealth. He should be saving me first.
All right.
So I'm shooting him.
All right.
As the peasant he is.
Aim and fire. That is going to be an assault or your firearms, whatever modifier you have. And Coyote, that will be...
How about a 20?
That will be a protect
It's
for
a
you.
free for all.
Yeah,
I got a 20.
I'll take my point.
All right.
That's fun. That's fine.
The rich guy you should never leave behind. I'm too rich for this.
I'm thinking his gun's bigger, so...
No, it's only a 2-shot 22 caliber.
Coyote.
Yeah, yours is. Oh, Coyote's is much bigger. With more bullets. I only have 2 shots.
We are now... You know what? I didn't update the tension level a moment ago. We are now at a 13 tension level. So,
I think we're really at the thoroughly fucked level.
Pretty close, pretty close. We've actually moved my tension marker off the off the tray there, so let me get that. There we go. All right.
In response to Thurston shooting him, he's going to turn and shoot Olivia in the face.
Oh my god!
Well,
oh my god! You know it would have really hurt me, huh?
Let me go around. You guys had a couple of turns in a row. Let me go around here. Felicity, what are you doing? You have seen Thurston pull something out, turn around, fire at Coyote and miss. And Olivia is still bound by Etienne.
I got knocked back by Olivia. I'm going to get crawling through the undergrowth behind Thurston. His bloody secateurs still in hands.
And you have the ability at this point to turn your hands into tentacles and extend your reach as well. You are a plant beast.
In which case, I will totally do that. Hands into tentacles, and as he's going to shoot Gator, just pull him back into the undergrowth. You will stay in the forest.
All right. We will call this a pursue. And Thurston, you need to roll an escape. Let's see if you can avoid getting tentacled.
Sure. 16?
Yeah. Is it my normal modifier?
It would be the modifier I sent you, the 8.
Okay. 24.
Yeah, I got a 16, so I'm thoroughly knackered.
tentacles come
You
around,
ruined my
pierce
suit.
into your skin, shred your beautiful suit. And actually your wallet even falls out, so you no longer have your wallet. So that's really
This is
painful.
my dinner jacket.
And that is going to cost you a
At
survival
least I didn't wear my
point.
smoking jacket.
Olivia.
I'm at 1 and 1.
All right. Olivia, you are being hugged
and
by
one,
this big, hairy beast of a guy. Smells a little bit like corpse flower. What would you like to do?
Slicer? I'm going to spend a survival point. I'd like to have pepper spray.
Okay. Where does that leave you on survival points, by the way?
Don't forget, she just got a
It,
face.
it
full
leaves
of
me with one
tentacles,
still
too.
left,
All right.
if you're
So-
okay with that.
Right. Your vision is
So I'm
hampered.
going to pepper spray him right in the eyes.
Yeah, your vision is hampered, but he's right there close enough. You pull the pepper spray out. Give me an assault. Etienne, give me a protect.
Okay.
With a +8 or my normal?
You're normal. You're normal.
I'm just going to say I love the system of throwing out survival points to get items when you need it.
When you need it.
That is the greatest system added to a game, you know? But it's still costing that survival. It's dangerous to lose sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, it is.
Well, I
He's
didn't
only
have
got
climbing
one
gear.
eye. He's got
Right,
one
well,
eye with a
I'm
pencil in it
also-
and pepper spray it going at it. Oh,
What, Lorelai?
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, I'm standing right next to him, and I did just smack her in the face.
I know, I had to give her a turn, though, because she hadn't gotten to
So-
do anything yet. So giving her a little bit of initiative there.
Oh,
She
okay.
sprays this in Etienne's face. You are going to reel in agony from this, and I'm going to take a survival point from you. And with this, the pain is so great, but also it's capsicum, which is plant-based, so you kind of like that too. This is going to cause you to break into ooze form, and you are now this giant amorphous set of tentacles, and you will get to lash out in a moment. Coyote, you were the
we
next
have
one
gone
in the
full
queue here.
hentai.
Oh, Olivia legit just screams.
Well,
Yep, full hentai.
yeah, he's gonna shoot Olivia in the face.
Olivia,
Something back from Thurston.
okay, go
Yeah,
ahead.
'cause he knows the only way to really hurt Thurston is to shoot Olivia or take my money. One of the two.
Since she is
That's
just
a 26.
I was going to say, since she's distracted, I will give her the option of rolling a protect, or I will set the DC at 20. Since you already rolled, Olivia, it's still up to you. You can either take the gunshot, or you can roll for it.
And you even beat a 26.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
You're muted.
I can't, even if I roll 2 10s. So I'll just
You
take.
can't beat a
I'll take
26
the
no
shot.
matter what.
That is going to be a survival point as you are shot.
And now I'm at 0.
All right. You're close to the end of the story. One more out.
I legit have the vapors.
Actually,
y'all.
all of us are close to the end of the story here, I think.
Okay, let me do a quick check. Thurston, what are your survival points?
One red, one green.
Okay, Coyote.
1 and 1.
All right, oh God, Olivia, 0 and 0, right? Isn't that what you said?
I know. Yeah, I'm at 0 and 0.
0 and 0, Etienne.
One green.
Okay, Lorelai,
One green.
Felicity.
You green.
I think I see how this is going to go from here.
Oh, no, you're not going to see what I'm about to do because I got a good one when I get to go again.
All right.
I'm not being killed by a peasant. I'm shooting myself with my gun.
Shit.
I am not going out by peasant. I'll take myself out rather than a peasant being the one to kill me.
All right. What I'm going to do here, so this has some sense of equity in this last moment of Cini. Everybody roll me a d10.
I
And is
rolled an
that-
8.
How do I do that again? /R?
/
Hey,
R space
there's that one.
D8. What did you say, Lorelai?
You mean D10?
I'm sorry, I still couldn't hear you, Lorelai. One more time.
8.
8. Shanky
I got a 6.
got a 6. Olivia got a 3. Coyote got a 1. Etienne, what did you get?
Great roll. Great roll, Coyote.
4.
I know.
And Felicity got a 9. All right, Felicity, you are up first. What is your action?
Well, I've already got my tentacles into Thurston, clawing him, pulling him back. I'm going to try and essentially tear him apart and devour him. And he goes, I am not a peasant, you upstart, colonial, nouveau riche, stuck-up
Okay,
bastard.
so since she's got me with her tentacles, can I use the flexibility of my Tai Chi to try to break free?
If you want to, what I was going to say, she can do an assault, you can do a protect, and if you are successful with your protect, you get to take your shot with the gun, or you can try to escape. It's your choice.
We lost Etienne again.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Got 1 red survival left. If she takes me down, I'm at 0 red, and then I can shoot myself and finish myself off, and I die by my own hand. So I'm still going to attempt to not let her kill me, so I'll roll protect.
All right. Yeah, and you can use your Tai Chi modifier if you'd like to.
Oh, my God. Oh, I can?
Yes.
But then that just changes that. I'll keep that 12, and I'll just add my Tai Chi instead of my normal protect. So that makes that a 15.
All right.
I've only got a 13 here.
All right. So he is able to break free from your grasp. Lorelei.
And the 22 caliber to the head.
Well, are you going to go ahead and do that now, or
I'm
do
at
you
6.
Okay.
I'm at 6, so I'll wait till it's my turn.
Okay. So,
All right.
Felicity, is there anything you want to say as he breaks free from you? I have a feeling this is the last round. No? Okay. We're good? Okay. Lorelei, you're
She
up.
already talked a lot of shit.
She did.
All right, I'm gonna actually.
Sorry.
I'm gonna.
I didn't recognize the name.
I'm gonna charge at. All right. I'm gonna charge at Coyote and try to. I still have one of my cameras, so I'm gonna use my hands. That's tentacles, and use the camera to smack him across the face. Hi, baby, go in there.
All right. I need an assault versus protect. He got a 12.
Yeah, no kids allowed in the tentacle assault.
No, go.
This is too grown up for you.
That's an 18 for me.
That definitely hits. You smack him upside the head. Coyote, that is going to cost you a survival point. You're at 0-0 now, right?
0 red.
Okay.
0 red, 0 1.
Oh, so you got a green.
No, 0 red. He's
Yeah.
got 1 green, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next is going to be...
Can I still try to take a bite out of him?
Sure.
I do believe it's Thurston's
It's
turn.
Thurston's turn.
Yep. I'm going to put the 22 to my head. No peasant will kill Thurston Kennedy V. And I shoot myself.
I'm tempted to make you roll for it, but I'm not going to. All right. So that's one
you
dead.
Want to see if the bullet jams?
Oh, I love that.
And I have accomplished the first death.
I like her thing, though. What if the gun jammed?
What?
What if you went to shoot yourself and the
Okay.
gun jammed? Give me an assault
And the
check.
gun jammed.
Give me,
15.
yeah, it works. Sorry.
I got a 15 on
It
my
works.
assault.
It works. But that would have been so damn funny. All right, Etienne. So far, Coyote he's been hit. He's no longer a threat. Thurston just shot himself in the head. He's no longer a threat. Olivia is still a threat.
Olivia is no longer a threat. No.
She's still a threat. She's still up. She's at 0-0. What would you like to do?
Okay.
She just sprayed capsicum in your face.
Like,
And turned you into ooze.
And turned you
I'm
into
a
ooze
big
man.
plant monster right now, right?
Yes, you are.
I'm a big plant monster. I'd like to spit capsaicin back in her face.
All right, roll me an assault. Olivia, roll me a protect.
So that's my assault or the +8 one?
That's the +8. Yep. Any assault you do is the +8. Oh, Lord.
Woo.
Olivia?
That's like, why bother?
Olivia, he shoots the capsicum, but it
I got
also
a 17. The max I could have gotten was like,
it also contains whatever spore stuff in it. That is going to give you a green survival point.
I'm dead.
You are now a plant person as well.
Oh, I have a green survival. Oh, fuck.
So here we are.
Well, no, Thurston is not fucking a plant person, Olivia.
Well, Thurston is dead.
Thurston have a green survival point still?
Yeah.
Yep,
have
I
one
have a
green.
green survival, but I blew my brains out, so I'm a plant with no brains.
Actually, that would take you to 0
That's it,
survival
need
with a
brain.
green. So no, you are converted. And this basically,
I am a plant person. That's fine.
I would just like to
But
say,
I'm not a peasant now.
I won.
I am Lord.
Because I got
I
everybody
am Lord
converted.
of the plant people. I am Lord of the plant people. Bow down before your ruler.
You're okay with this. You're okay with this because plants are green, so money's green, so it fits into your color scheme anyway. You're good.
I'm fine with it.
If I
Oh
had
no, you're my equal now. Take a bite. Feast on the Kennedy.
If
Is the forest still
one
on
more
fire?
survival point, I
Yes, the
would've had
forest
you
is still on fire.
Say that.
And we're all dead.
Burn.
Dead. So the forest won.
Wait, we have tentacles for hands now. I want to scale the wall.
Oh,
No, you're not wanting to escape. You got to stay in the forest.
I get
We gotta
to.
get the professor.
Spread the forest.
I'm going to go around,
Yeah.
and each of you that is a plant person can tell me what you're going to do as a plant person. The forest is on fire, so if you stay where you're at, you will be burned. Felicity.
Okay.
We'll show them. See? For science, they'll see. We just need to share what we found here.
All right.
Share it with them all.
You're going to
All of
share it
them.
with
I'm
the
gonna
world.
start climbing my way out.
All right.
Share it with the world.
Lorelai.
Yes.
Thurston, darling, don't we have that charity event coming up next month?
I think we do, darling. I think we should go give unto the peasants.
Yes.
Spread the love. Oh, yes, darling.
Lorelai,
Yes,
what are
that
you going
sounds
to
grand.
Oh, I'm going to I'm also going to climb the wall. I can submit some of our findings to National Geographic and bring more people here.
Oh, Coyote, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna take myself back, grow a few more of me, and sell me. Let people smoke the good stuff.
You're going to get a bunch of rednecks smoking you and converted to plant people by smoking the spores.
I love it. Etienne, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna break bad.
I'm gonna write a paper to motivate more research on our particular fauna.
All right. So credits start to roll. And you see as these creatures walk up to the wall, turn into these plant-like things, and tentacles start shooting up and then slowly crawling as they kind of merge together to make the height and pull themselves up over the top. The scene fades to the sound of a helicopter approaching. The helicopter pulls in and lands, and standing there are Felicity, Lorelai, Olivia, Thurston, Coyote, and Etienne. McCready looks out and goes, "Oh, how'd your trip go? I see there's a fire going on in there. What happened? Is the professor okay?"
Peasants died.
Fine. Everything is fine.
Well,
It's
did
good, man. We got some good stuff. I'll give it to you when we get back.
do I need to
Let's go
radio
home.
in about
It's
the
only a
fire?
flesh wound. I'm okay.
Oh no, it'll burn itself out. It's in a hole.
Aren't they calling for rain soon?
Well, it's a rainforest, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Rainforest.
Yes, I really need to get back so I can submit my photos.
And don't mind his eye. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
Oh,
We'll give
everybody
him
looks
medical attention
perfectly.
once we
Everybody
get to a
looks
proper
perfectly
hospital.
normal. Everybody looks
Oh,
perfectly
everybody looks
normal.
perfectly fine.
Perfectly
Oh, I was
normal.
liking my flesh wound, though.
If you wish to
Tis
keep
a
a wound,
flesh
you
wound.
can.
I've had worse.
So everybody
I've
buckle
had
up,
worse.
and he pulls out, and we will fade to black as the helicopter flies back into the city.
I'm
as
deleting
we're
certain
flying-
pictures out of my camera.
As we're flying, there's a little tentacle going into the back of his spine.
Oh, I love it! I love it! Awesome, awesome.
And the camera,
That was
that's where the
good.
camera fades. Right as the
The
tentacles going
tentacle
right. Yep.
going right to his spine.
I
It's a
had
great way for that fade.
so yes, this was
Happy birthday, Tiss.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
this was planned specifically with plants for Tiss, and the only really good plant-based type of thing I could think of was the original The Thing from the 50s, mixed with a little bit of John Carpenter's.
That's such a good movie.
Because
Day of the Triffids. We could have done Day of the
True,
Triffids
true,
out
true.
here. Because Day of the Triffids is such a classic.
Oh, but
Yep.
this looks fun.
And thank you for allowing us to play with you for your birthday, Tiss. It was
Yep.
truly our pleasure.
And it's not first time we got to meet you, so it's great to meet you too.
thank you,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the game.
I'm not nearly as pretentious as this, trust me.
No, we're really not.
thank you for joining us
Okay,
at the
Don.
end. I hope you enjoyed your first stream game. It was great having you here. Sorry you had technical issues. but-
Etienne, thank you so much. We really loved you
But
having you.
we kept waiting to make sure you come back so you can finish getting killed with no eye.
It was awesome. Thank you, everybody
Try to
who.
get some sleep, guys. We know it's really super
Yeah,
late for
thank you.
you.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, everyone who watched. I hope you enjoyed the game. This has been Dead of Night. It is a system designed for doing horror games. I love running these. I don't know why. I just like killing people. I don't know.
Love it.
So,
It's so much fun to die.
Oh, it's
by,
a good
by
system.
Tam.
I like
It's-
it.
Death by Tam is a good way to go.
And then I'm gonna do a couple of our normal outros here.
Yes.
If you want to chat about this, you want to talk about it with everybody, pop over to our Discord, McStabber's Lounge. We are proud to announce that Tamshu and his Black Death Chronicles are coming to McStabber Studios in May as part of the McStabber Studio lineup Tuesdays at 8 p.m. It's a great show. I love it. I'm glad that he's decided to come join us over there, and you can find even them on McStabber's Lounge. We love to talk.
Oh, yeah.
If you look in the panels below, I've still got to update our little Twitch bots because right now it only has our YouTube, but the Twitch panel below has the Black Death Chronicle YouTube link. Look at them. Go there. Check out the back episodes.
They are
So-
also on our featured channels on our YouTube page. So if you go to the McStabbers YouTube page, over on the right, you will see featured channels, and they are right near the top.
I would also like to mention.
Oh, that makes
Then
me
I'll let
feel
Tim.
good.
I would like to mention
Go
that
ahead, Tim. I'll let
Tiss.
you do. That's the two big ones.
Tiss is my DM. She runs a Viking-themed D&D game on Saturdays, and Mama Distracted, Lorelei, is in it as well. And in it, I get to play the plant-based guy. I'm the druid. So, and
Oh, so
No,
revenge is coming. Is that what you're saying?
oh yeah, I'm a dead man.
This is
Well,
gonna
let's
get
just
even.
say they are in a forest.
Oh
in
no!
the game. Have been
Are.
priors on plant-based monsters.
Oh
Make
yes.
him pay. What was it? Vigomi? I forget the name. The little plant guys. Vigomi. God damn, it's been so long since I played.
The vegetable peas, yeah. They've come turned up in the past, yeah, they are.
And she has a slurping
it's
fungi
been
that's really
30
good.
years, but
Mm. So good.
I'm not a fun guy. I'm generally ornery and not very pleasant.
But that's fun.
And if
I
you
had
love
to pun.
If you love tabletop role play games, do give us a follow, or if you are inclined to help support the channel, give us a subscribe. If you have Prime through Amazon, you can get a free 30-day subscription through that. You just click on 30-day Prime subscription. And also, if you like additional role play content, these are some of our friends, and Shanky's going to put that in the chat.
There we go.
So give
And
them
I've
a
got to
follow.
update that one too.
Mhm.
Because all our friends have been leaving Lawful Stupid, so now I got to pull that out of that list over there. It's just,
Tiss is still there.
You're the-
Still there.
but yeah, we'll just have to put just one for Tiss.
Yes.
Just one for
Tiss
Tiss.
command.
And And the last DM standing.
Have a Tiss command.
All right.
Yep.
All right,
It was
guys.
a pleasure to play with you, Tiss. Happy
Absolutely.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Tim, as always, we love you.
No,
Yeah,
You know.
love
thank you. And
guys.
thank you,
Mama
Don, for
Distracted.
joining us.
Nice to
My
meet you.
pleasure.
It was fun
Don?
playing with you, Mama.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm so glad we got to.
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
All right. Good night,
All right.
everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Thank
night.
you.